Good num num morning. We're back. I've put blue reflection second light to one side just for now. It's not because I've stopped enjoying it or anything, or I'm not coming back to it. No, it's just I have been wanting to jump into Symphony tonight again for a little too long, and now I'm like a bit more all with it and ready to go. I thought a more casual run through just for old time's sake, because this is my personal favourite Castlevania. This game means a lot to me. We would go through it, and I can try and show you why it's so special to me. It has been a number of years since I last went through it, so I don't expect it to be like, I know exactly where I'm going, exactly what to do, exactly where to defeat X, Y, and Z. Like, it's going to be a lot more, like, cozier paced. You know, like, if I ever covered, say, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, it would sort of be like that Let's Play I did, where it would be a lot more precise, but this isn't it. This is a lot more laid back, because I prefer it that way. Every time I go through it, I like coming back way later, once I've forgotten a few things, so I can re-experience some of its charms. And, like, forget a few things and, you know, love it for what it is. And as you can see, I have true completed this game before, 206%, or 200.6%. I won't be doing it again because your map percentage only slightly alters the ending. Like, it's not like it radically changes. It just, like, changes a few lines of dialogue at the end. Oh, I nearly forgot to put my face cam on. I'm so used to not doing it. Hang on. There I am. It's been so long because of blue reflection, like having stuff in literally every single part of the screen. And because this is a 4x3 game, I can just slot myself in the corner. Hi, it's been a while. But as you can see, like I said, I cleared it all out. I was level 50, did it in under 10 hours. So I expect this to be around the same, like maybe two, maybe 3 streams. It's because, you know, it's been a while, but let's just hop straight in. I could do a Richter and Maria run, but no, I'll just do a normal run. It's just, I'm just trying to think what name I should put. I could just put Rob, but let's try and be a bit more creative. How many letter slots have we got? 8, okay. What am I feeling? Oh, I know. Because I've got it on the mind. A Gundam. Journey back to 1792 and the Transylvanian countryside of Romania. You can tell this came out in 97. It was a PS1 title originally. This is based off the PSP remake they did much later on, which cleaned up a few things and completely changed the voice acting, depressingly. I say that they replaced like the cheesy original with professional voice cast. It makes sense, but at the same time I kind of prefer the cheesy original because they were, you know, cheesy. The throne room. Why couldn't this Richter do all this wrangle-madangle stuff? Anyway. Ooh, I can't remember how the item crashed.
Dracula.
We know this original one. It's die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
But this world invited.
But it was not by my hand
Your
that I
own
once
kind
again
called
draw
me forth with praise
once again have
and
flesh.
Tribute? You're a thief. You steal men's
You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Sacrifice to faith, good hunter.
Maybe the same can be said of all
Are you
religions.
truly here by choice.
All I'm here for is you. To hell with your heresy. You're nothing but a blight on mankind.
Ha! Mankind. A cesspit of hatred and lies.
I kind of like. It's a shame they changed the lines as well. I know it's more accurate, but the original was so iconic. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world. Is it this one? Well, actually, I know I want this because Hydro Storm. Alright, hang on. Hang on. Let's take this back a step. Hang on. Hang on. It's like yeah, I remember the cheeky way of doing it. It's just I used it as he was away, so it didn't do anything. There's a bunch of little techniques you can do that I'm just not remembering. With Richter. Me power. Yep, and there you go. The reason why it matters how you handle this fight is because if you, depending on how well you do it, depends on Alucard's starting stats. If you get messed up, Maria will show up and help you and support you. If you then die again, you'll be made immortal, but you'll have the worst stats.
Richter Belmont stood against him and at last brought him down. However, 4 years later, on a glaring full moon night, Richter mysteriously vanished. Maria Renard set out to find him, but knew not where to begin. It was then that fate intervened. Castlevania, the castle of Dracula, rumored to appear once every century, suddenly materialized from the mist, as if to show her the way. Meanwhile, powerful forces struggled for the soul of a man named Alucard. He who had once fought alongside Trevor Belmont against his own immortal father, Count Dracula himself. To purge the world of his own cursed bloodline, Alucard had submerged his vampiric powers and fallen into what was meant to be eternal slumber. But now, he awakens to the cackles of evil and cries of the innocent. The eternal battle of good and evil has come full circle once more. Dracula's castle beckons for you. And no man can say who will emerge victorious.
Sorry, I had to. Castlevania. But yeah, anyway, if you only die once, you get like the decent stats. If you do it on your first life, you get really good stats. But if you do it no damage, you get the best stats. So Alucard's going to have the best starting position he can have possible because he did it without damage. Okay, there we go. Let me turn it down in my ear a little bit. Look how goddamn quick this dude's striking arm is. When you come in, the lights turn on, the music starts, and the journey begins. And I can't stress enough, it's a journey. So Symphony of the Night still houses my favourite soundtrack in the series as well. Just take a listen for yourself. The entire soundtrack of this game is amazing. I can't stress it enough. It's one of my all-time favourite soundtracks. Is just the entirety of Symphony of the Night's OST. You have no reason to come down here just yet. And if you watch my Aria of Sorrow Let's Play, some of this might look a little familiar. Yeah, that's kind of... Let me get out. Ah. Yeah, don't come down here if you don't have to. That's kind of deliberate. What makes Aria of Sorrow so great is that it uses Symphony of the Night as a template, and then it just works everything else out afterwards. There's a bit of the soundtrack I want to hear before we move on. So have you got another corridor yet? This bit. Ugh. So I just want to check what I've got. Well, not that matters. We're about to lose all of our equipment anyway. But no, we're not going to be this god tier for long. Depressingly. Don't get used to this death design. When we encounter Death again later on, he has a completely different sprite for some reason. When we encounter him in an inverted castle way on from now.
Neither. Step aside, old man.
So Alucard is now voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. You may know him as Yosuke from Persona 4. The current voice of the video game Spider-Man. Trying to think of other ones that are like big deals that I think would be worth mentioning. He's done a lot. I'll just leave it at that. But unfortunately, Death nicks all our stuff. There is a bunch of ways to skip that, but for the sake of where we are, I'm just going to go with where we are, with what it is. Don't worry about the relics yet, and familiars and everything else. Oh, you can change the window color if you want as well. I'll leave it as is. I don't mind the blue. And you can see, like, all around the menu, you got our levels, our status. Status is like if you're poisoned or stoned or whatever. Hearts are ammo, MP, magic, health, you know. Attack, it says square and circle. It means literally, what's your attack stat on your square button, what's your attack button on your circle button, because both of them are an attack button in this game. How many rooms we've been to, how many kills we've done, our total playtime, and then all our stats and everything on the side. So if I press square, if I press circle as well. Both of them are, because we don't have anything on it, so you'll just clock a motherfucker if we give him a chance. And there's your map as well, which, unlike the Game Boy ones, doesn't make the screen invisible, invisible while it does it. And I know why the Game Boy ones do it, because, you know, processing limitations. But this is the PS1, and they wanted to show off how cool it was. Oh, there is. I'll only give it like 1 or 2 tries, but it's kind of awkward. Okay, I got it. That's there, which gives you a heart max up, so you can carry more hearts. You don't really use sub-weapons in this game. There are some other, like, Metroidvanias where the sub-weapons are much more vital. But in this, like, once you get a good weapon and a good setup, you kind of forget about it. Like, outside of, like, specific situations, like needing the stopwatch for something, or, you know, like, certain puzzles. Well, you're going to see me do that a lot. Backdashing is naturally quicker than walking. It's like one of the most infamous speedrun strats in gaming is just spamming that damn triangle button. And it's like one of the only things about Bloodstained that I was kind of a little disappointed about. That in Bloodstained, this game that was supposed to be a giant tribute to all these Metroidvanias made by the dude who made Symphony of the Night. The fact that they made the backdash strat, it still works, it's just they made it so much more awkward because you have to cancel the animation by tapping down. It was just like, you know, like, it was like, oh, come on. Here's the thing you got to be wary of. Two-handed swords, you have much slower swing and recovery. Whilst the shorts, a lot quicker, so you can be a little cheeky about it. And this was the game that introduced the double tap swing, where if you swing just before you tap the ground, it will completely reset your animation once you hit it, unless you're using a heavy weapon. So you can double swing if you time it right and just kind of go for it. Oh, there was a bit of lag there. This is how you save. You find these things, they'll turn into a coffin around you, and then it'll save your data. What are we doing? Okay, just continue on. In the cube of Zoe. It causes to materialize. Okay, yes, when you hit this, now things will drop. Can't get up there just yet. That'll be later on. You can sequence break up there, but nah, we're good. I'm aware of almost all the sequence breaks, but it doesn't mean I'm going to be doing them. There's another track that's amazing, the Alchemist's Lab. Hey, come over here. Oh, we don't need to stand on it. There's another one where you have to get an enemy to actually stay stood on it. There you go. A little bit of defense. Doesn't mean much right now, but it'll do. These red ones will come back together when you destroy them after a while. Oh, there's the one I was thinking of, but you can destroy them on the switch to keep it held down. Let's go this way first. Oh, there's another save. That's convenient. Tapping save points are always worth it because it will restore your health and magic anyway. It won't restore your hearts. That's like the only downside. Is if you want ammo, you do need to actually go grind it up. But it will restore everything else for you. God damn it. Also, almost every single enemy in the game has a unique death animation, so yeah, this game kind of goes crazy what it managed to accomplish on the PS1. And I love it for it. It's how it should be. This game's absolute insanity when it wants to be. I almost never use shields, just for the record. Like, there's only one that you should ever really use, and that's about it. So I don't think there's any techniques. Most weapons later on will have a technique tied to them. Where if you basically like do a fighting game move, you like go down and then flick forward, Alucard will do something. But we saw it earlier when we used the Alucard sword, where he made himself like go through the ether. Okay, we can't do this just yet because we need magic to kind of hold that enemy there from a distance. There's a secret here, and I'm trying to see if I can like get it lined up properly to get. Oh, there we go. You have to kind of hold diagonal down to make him do that. I was just holding straight down. But there we got our first health boost, and we're actually kind of close to the first boss. It's going to seem linear at first, you know, when I can jump. But that's because it's still introducing things to you. And like I said, we've already passed a couple sections that you can straight up sequence break if you want to. There you go. Alright, there we go. Picked our first sub-weapon, which I believe is... Okay, look how fast he yeets that thing. Jesus. It's very different from the classic Vanias. He fires these things at a rate of knots. So early game sub-weapons can be useful, but later on they will run out of work because your actual weapons and kit will just get so god tier. And yes, there is an experience system, there are RPG mechanics, you will level up and get stronger as it goes on. Look at that, look how... If you're wondering how much damage we're actually doing, we'll find out soon. There is a relic you can pick up that will highlight damage stats, like both you and the enemy, so you know exactly where you stand with everything. You want to go this way first? Because the path's already split, we've got a left and a right way. Yeah, we do want to go this way first, because this is where the first cape is. Yeah, it's kind of shabby looking, but it'll do. And as you can see, your clothing and armor you pick up actually changes Alucard's aesthetic. When we didn't have the cape, it was just the default. It was just the default colours, whilst now it's got like the lighter colours on the inside and the red on the outside. Is that the pass? So no, this doesn't have one as well. Oh, you bitch, you poison. Guess resistance to thunder, damn. Sorry, we're nearest to a save again. There we are. Oh, it's gonna lag. I don't remember it lagging on this version every time you go to save. Because I was gonna wait to see if the original PS1 version of this game was gonna get added to Sony's like PlayStation Plus Premium, not Game Pass thing. But full disclosure, the list, at least the initial Asian list, came out, and it's kind of the most lackluster list I think I've ever seen. So, you know, until we get a bit magically sealed, okay, to come back. So it's assuming they're not gonna. I know they're gonna do an update of so many entries per month. At least that's what they've said. But for it to be that lackluster at the start, it might be a while before things like Vania, Symphony of the Night, you know, actual iconic games make it to it. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna play the PSP version that's a part of this collection. But over here is our first boss, and it's an iconic duo, which is why they give you the access before it because of this. And this game has a bit of a rock feel to it when it wants to. Oh, whoops. You shouldn't have any real trouble with most of the bosses in this game, if I'm entirely honest. It's not that this game's easy. This game can be respectfully difficult. It's just you can get insanely powerful. There we go. Just be careful at the end here when you eventually run out of axes. There we go. And you get a free health boost every time you do it. If you're going for full map completion, which is the only measurement the game cares about, you will do a lot of corner checking. There's an area in the sewers later on that it gets kind of annoying, but you will be doing a lot of corner checks just to make sure you get everything. This enemy has the coolest death animation. Look at this. Come on. When I was a kid, I was like, that's it, sold. You know? But now the castle's going to start opening up. As you can see, there's a lot of different doors here. All leading to different parts of the castle, and you have to find your way through it. Your main goal is to get to the top of the castle, but it's not as easy as that. And if you just go straight there without exploring, you won't get the good ending or access the other half of the game. I'm not kidding. There's a selection of puzzles you need to find and solve throughout the game. I'm just showing this off, one sec. Sunglasses. I always forget which buttons to pause, but I think I'm going to press triangle. Unfortunately, the sunglasses don't appear on the sprite. But if you do those puzzles, you'll get access to the second half. They're not too bad. Like, a lot of people say, oh, you need a guide to figure them out, but it's not. I really don't agree with that. Look, the only Vania game where I eventually just looked it up because I got lost was actually Bloodstained, because it's an item you can only get by luck that you need to advance through it. Okay, that's a quicker dagger weapon, but I'll pass. And there's your shortcut back here. So you can sequence break to get that weapon early if you want it. If you like the super fast nature of them. So for me personally, I'm always most comfortable with the short swords. I would encourage experimenting as much as possible. And especially on your first run, because there are a lot of different weapons, and almost, like I said, outside of the very basic starting weapons, almost everything has a unique property to it that the game doesn't tell you about, that you have to figure out yourself through your button inputs. So getting into the habit of just experimenting as you go you'll find something that suits you. Of course, because it's their first effort of this, there are some things that really aren't good at all, and there are some things that's broken as hell. Like the Crusader has kind of gone on to legend for how ridiculously overpowered it is, but the Alucard shield, when used properly, is also insanely busted. In fact, it's even more busted because it makes you invincible when you use it. But that's for later. I will probably hunt down the Crusader. Like, it's easy enough to get a hold of when you know where it is. It's just going to get it. And to be honest, like, as silly as it might sound, my favourite Vanias are the ones where they have kind of ridiculous balancing. The ones where they're actually pretty well balanced and well thought out, like Curse of the Moon. Well, so even then, Curse of the Moon you can break that a little bit if you know what you're doing. You just have to go outside the box a little bit more. Or Harmony of Dissonance. I still enjoy them, but just nowhere near as much. Whilst like this, or like Aria of Sorrow. Also, there's a sub-weapon here, the Gem. It will just bounce off different walls as it goes around. I'm not the biggest fan of the Gem. It's okay, but it's very situational. Ideally, I'd want the Holy Water if I'm going to have any sub-weapon. Let's go down first. And see, we're picking up money as well every now and then. There is a shop that we'll be finding later on. Oh, the salt. The Hand of Salt, the other sub-weapon that, like, I just don't understand why it exists. It's so terrible. Just double checking I've got everything. But this is what I mean. So if it was Aria of Sorrow, where I've had that game played so much recently, I'd be blasting through it at the rate of knots. But because it's been a while with this, I'm just going to enjoy exploring again. I love this game and I love this game's world, so of course I'm just going to chill and go out as we go to another banger. And this track really is a banger. It embraces the sound chip of the PS1 excellently. The tracks that try and go a little extra and beyond are great, but the tracks that completely embrace the hardware it's on and just use so many like trinkets and tunes from it are they're the ones that really stand out to me. And the ones that find a balance, aka Alucard's theme, the Tragic Prince, when we get to that later, they just ascend into legendary for me. But be careful walling around the Marble Garden for the first time. This is the first area in the game that's actually kind of dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. I don't want to go there just yet. Well, I say the game itself, I find the actual exploring and surviving more difficult than the bosses. If you're not careful, a lot of stuff in this game can absolutely demolish you. And it will almost guaranteeably catch you off guard just how much some things in this game can kick your ass. Yet you'll get to the boss fight and absolutely rinse them. You're like, why? The only boss that's like a reasonable threat is the game's secret boss, because there is a secret fight in this game. And I will go do it because I know exactly where it is. Not anytime soon though, 'cause it's in the inverted castle. And if you hear me bring up the inverted castle and you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out yourself later on. I think this is just a dead end, but there's loot, so I'm taking it. So they want us to go to the clock room next. Or the clock tower. Not the clock tower as in that clock tower that was in every game, but there's a room with a giant grandfather clock in it. And depending on what you do in that room affects where you can traverse. There are magic spells you have at your disposal as well, but if I'm entirely honest, I'm not remembering them off the top of my head right this second. There's one. Which was... up, down, then swing forward. Hellfire. Which has two versions. If you just land it, he'll shoot fireballs. But if you hold up when you land, he will make meteorites. So you can straight up do the Dracula skills. Soul Steal is also in this game, but I honestly can't remember the command for that just yet. That one's a little bit more complicated. You can buy scrolls that tell you what the spell command is, but if you know them in advance, you can just do them. What I'd recommend on your first playthrough, if you're not using a guide, is when you get to the shop to buy a magic scroll, save, buy it, memorize what it is, load your save to get your money back, then just do it. Spirit Orb shows enemy damage. So now we can actually see enemy stats when you whack them. When we give them the old 1-2. No, there's something else here. But there is more for our trouble, so let's carry on. This area, okay, this is the area I was thinking of. This area you can get whacked pretty hard if you're not careful. This is what I was thinking of. This guy. God, I forgot how much health you have. There we go. And also, enemies respawn when you return the room, so you'll have to fight that guy again on the way back, so be wary. Also, did you see that skeleton? Let's look again. They lean on their weapons when they're waiting for you, and then they just yank them up when you come to them. That's kind of cool. So they're just chilling really until you show up. There's something there. Oh jeez, be careful in here. If like several dogs like get their good position on you, they will start causing trouble for you. On their own, they're perfectly fine. It's just together they start to stack. Also, if you pick up a sub-weapon, it's a beautiful thing. They don't just vanish and you lose it. You can pick it back up if you don't want it. Oh jeez, you're a threat. Yeah, you're a threat. I need to be careful with you at this stage of the game. There we go. As it explodes. Everything explodes in this game, and it's such a punchy sound because of the PS1 sound chip. That's how it should be. But I believe... yeah, this leads us to here. So we come full circle back down to here. So our initial save was just in the to the bottom left, and you can drop down here. And there's stronger enemies in this room. I don't know why I didn't get that. Oh, because there's a door there. Okay. So I don't know why that didn't get registered on the map, but whatever. There's stronger enemies have entered here. There's a few Vanias that do this, but this is one of the ones that does it a lot. When you beat certain bosses, the entire game world will change in places, and sometimes stronger enemies will appear in older areas and things like that. Like, Dark Souls didn't invent the whole beating certain bosses changes the game world. A lot of, okay, this kind of sucks. So we can kind of ankle grind them. There we go. A lot of FromSoft's games took heavy inspiration from games like this. And that's not even me like humble bragging, no, that's exactly how it went down. Okay, I can see what we need to do. Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony in the Night literally set the groundwork together of what a lot of games became inspired to do afterwards. So we need to actually kind of just barely line up our jump to get here. And then it's... you can make that jump right now. It's like right on the pixel. You have to jump at the last possible frame, then you can get it. You have to be like right there. See if I can get it. Ah, damn it, too late. Alright, one more. I know you can do it. So if you can hit it perfect, you can get in that room now and not have to worry about getting a power-up later on. Ah, it's still too soon. One more. This is what happens to me all the time when I'm playing any Metroidvania. If I can see I can do it, and it's just got to be a little bit of precision, I will end up at it for way too long. There we go. See, told you can do it, and you get a health boost for all your troubles. Double check the walls, you never know. That's the thing, Aria of Sorrow, like, it's like when they started like unifying the formula a lot more. Like, this game's very experimental, and then Curse of the Moon, Harmony and Dissonance, because they were still getting used to the Game Boy, it felt like it spent most of its lifetime just trying to catch up to what this game did naturally. And then Aria of Sorrow, it's like they knew what they wanted. They knew what they could do what they needed to. That's worse defense. And so, when given the option to either make Symphony of the Night again, or change a few things, they decided to unify a lot of mechanics instead. Make things more like, well, yeah, universal, for lack of a better word. So you start having rules and things that always make sense. Like, there's always a set number of hidden walls in a new zone. That kind of idea. Each zone should go on for a set amount of length. Whilst in these older ones, it's a lot more loose and all over the place. Like, some areas are super huge, some areas are tiny. Some areas are littered to the brim with secrets, some have secrets within secrets. Some have none at all. Like, it's a lot more. You just have to keep on your first playthrough, just keep an open perspective, and eventually you'll find it. And the super secrets, nope, give me my holy water. Get a little easier to figure out by yourself compared to the later games. Or compared to the earlier games, I mean. Like, Aria of Sorrow's like ultimate weapon and where to find it and how to get to it. There's a lot of clues when you get there on how to do it, so you'll figure it out yourself. Whilst in Symphony of the Night, to try and get some of the more powerful stuff in this, you have to kind of really think outside the box if you don't know already. Be careful coming back here, though. These guys kind of suck when they can see you before you see them. Thankfully, their weapons break with them if you hit them. So you don't have to worry about, like, lingering extras. But you can be an absolute menace with holy water in this game. It's why I like it. It doesn't have the range it does, but the damage stacking is kind of ludicrous. But I genuinely love these kind of games. It's why a lot of people keep on telling me why aren't I playing Hollow Knight? It's like Hollow Knight's another game like this. It's the same reason like why I love Salt and Sanctuary, which I still need to pick up that sequel. But I don't know. I don't know why I'm hesitant, but I'm just hesitant to pick it up because it seems so different to the first one. Like, it's almost like mission structure. It's like, well, no, that's not what I like. I like the first one because of the open-endedness. They're trying to go for more of like an active hunter for a guild kind of approach, which is fine. It's just I'm not sure. I'll pick it up eventually and I'll probably end up loving it. It's just as it stands, I'm kind of hesitant to pick it up just in case it ends up not being my thing so much. To be fair, it's also dirt cheap, so there's no real reason to not. It's just there's other stuff before I brave it. Where am I going? Top right. I can tap the save before we go up properly. Just in case I miserably mess up the next area for some reason. The reason why they make it so you have to go here is because there's a cutscene partway through, and you need to see it. Here.
Wait, are you human? What are you doing here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Likewise. I'm Maria. And you are?
Alucard.
Well, if you're a better swordsman than a speaker, perhaps I'll see you again. Farewell.
And this is the clock room I was talking about. You see how whilst they were talking, this opened up and then closed again? That's because it's to do with this clock. If you enter and re-enter this room, depending on when you enter, depends on what time it will say. What time it's on will affect these rooms on the side here, opening some of them up and closing others. So you can do this to kind of manipulate it a little bit. You can sequence break. It's kind of hard to do because I don't... Well, you can't actually do it right now because we don't have the wolf transformation. But if you can turn into a wolf and then deactivate the wolf, it can reset your jump if you do it right. And so you can do it to get up into this corner and then jump up to get the item there early. But we don't have the wolf transformation, so we have to hold off for now. And yes, I said transformation. That's one of the cool things about this game that no other Vania really does. You can transform into different creatures and things. Not all of them are as helpful as each other. Lord knows the mist transformation is the most situational goddamn thing in the universe. But they're nice. It's a nice alternate way of exploring, and it gives you a new reason to go explore elsewhere as you go. So once you have the wolf, it's like you can travel faster, but you're also lower to the ground, so you can travel under things you couldn't before. And you can also jump longer, so you can reach long stretches you couldn't before. You just have to get it first. Stopwatch, stopwatch is kind of helpful. Can't open this just yet. Oh, the Bible is kind of insane in this game. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's like, this thing is out for blood. Oh, no, I'm going to use the Bible actually instead of the other thing for a bit. I know I said the stopwatch is slightly better in this game than previous iterations, but the Bible's kind of insane. Can't open these yet. Don't worry about those like these little pink door things you're seeing everywhere. They'll get their time. Oh no, I think I'm gonna go up first. There's a thing we have to do first, and then they'll all start opening up, and we can start getting around and checking them out and seeing where it leads. If you hold the jump button, Alucard will hold his height for a pretty long time. So if you want to just try and barely make an extra gap, you can just hold the jump, and Alucard will get like a little bit of a glide in it. I don't think we can open this yet. No, it's another magic seal. I need a magic key for that. But when it comes to the Metroidvanias, at some point I will cover most of them. I'm hoping that they'll do a DS collection to put Dawn, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia on modern platforms. But I will at some point cover Curse and Harmony of Dissonance. Curse of the Moon, I actually like. It's kind of clunky and slow in a lot of ways, but I enjoy it for what it is. I actually struggle with Harmony of Dissonance a lot, which I know is kind of crazy to some people. Some people absolutely love Harmony of Dissonance, but I really don't click with it. I find the game kind of boring in places. And especially when you're going for 100%, it becomes very grindy for no real good reason. And I'm not a big fan of the art style and the music, which is I'm trying to think what the word is. No fault. There we go. You can tell I'm tired today. Love that death animation as well, but it's no fault of the composer, because what they did with Harmony Dissonance, to try and make the graphics better, also can you see that eye in the window in the back? To try and make the graphics better, they sacrificed the sound chip, which is problematic because I think the game's one of the ugliest looking Castlevanias in the series. It's got some parts of it that are kind of nice, but other than that, it's just an assault to the eyes of like vicious colours, and it's just not my thing at all. And the fact that they sacrificed the music chip, the sound chip for it, so the sound sounds really off, just really didn't help. Anyway, now we're at the outer wall. Let's put this on first. Which doesn't actually change anything. It's just a sellable. Oh well. Something cool, I can't remember what door it is. It might be this one. We have to get past this brick. There we go. That enemy's a huge threat, so be careful at this stage. You're not supposed to come here till later. Yeah, here, and I think it's holding... I think it's this room. I'm sure it is. There's a secret lift in one of these rooms. It might be in the next one along. Let me try the... Let's see if there's another door below it. I think it's that door. And there's not that one that's in the mist. I think that's the one you come out of. So you can get into there earlier than intended. But if you know where that secret lift is and how to activate it. That is that bit. I'm just doing the wrong thing. I'll head back there in a second and see if we can crack it open. What's that bird trying to do? Yeah, the round... the rain sound effect is pretty loud. And it kind of goes over the music, but... I don't know. I don't mind it. I find it... There's a... Go away. The Medusa heads aren't so appreciated, though, but then when are they? But there's a lot of like things like the sound quality or you know, just little weird quirks of the time that I completely let off because of the quirks of the time. Let me just stand still here for a minute and see what it does. So I think you have to stand still for a while, but there is like a super secret lift here. And I remember not knowing it existed for years. And then I just happened to watch a Let's Play of it and someone just twigged it and I was just like, wait, what? That exists? There it is. There's a secret lift. You just stand still there, which allows you to get these super early. And I mean super early. We're not supposed to get the fog thing for a long while. But you can get the mirror cutlass, which makes it so you'll resist being turned to stone. And the jewel knuckle, which is a jewelry enforced knuckle. Oh, here's the only other thing that kind of makes it a sign of the time. You see it. Your equipment gets rearranged as you go. But I'll use this for a while because it's got good damage and it's got an insanely fast hit rate. But yeah, that room just exists, and you can just do that instead of having to wait until you come back with the mist power up. So now you have a pretty strong punching arm and the mirror cutlass. Which isn't the best defensive-wise, but the fact it resists stoning, and the funny thing is, because you get it so early, it is still slightly better than what you'll have, is, you know... If you're, like, idiotically precise, you can make that jump too, but I'm not that fast for one pot. Oh yeah, look how much damage that did. The only thing is that you can't really attack down like you can with the swords. You have to be careful with your positioning and whatnot. And I have been doing a little bit of grinding of Blue Reflection. So I don't want to get over-leveled, because I already feel like I am. It's just cleaning up quests and whatnot, making sure we're on top of things. Alright, time for a boss fight. It's kind of a ridiculously over-the-top animation, and they reuse this in Harmony Dissonance, and it's just as cool there for the record. Hey, that's my transformation. Oh, it's got stuck. Oh, fuck! You got stuck for a minute. There we go. Oh, that was a crit as well. Oh, whoops. In fact, we get the Gladius. Which is a more of like a... It's got a bigger arc than the short sword, and it's better damage. But, you know, the Jaw Knuckle is crazy. I'll stick with this for a bit, because I'm okay with what we... With the Mirror Cutlass covering our defensive precautions. Oh, Jesus, right, that item. Just because we're a bit more range. I like the knuckles in this game, but just for the sake of a bit more range. Ow, didn't mean to keep doing that. I do play kind of recklessly in any Metroidvania, for the record. I know I play recklessly. It's just that I just have so much fun that I don't care. I just want to go crazy with it, you know? I'm only going to give this one more go, though, because it's agonizingly precise. It's like it's another like off the edge of the pixel kind of thing. There we go. That you can come back later, but if you're like really on the ball with it, you can just barely make it. I keep on trying to be fancy about it. I was trying to like do a diagonal slash and keep moving. Like trying to do. I still can't do it. You have to hold more down for it. There we go. But it has to be very like directional down. Also, because I do this with every 2D game ever, but I only use universally the D-pad when playing this. I don't use the left sticks at all. It's just not my thing. And so when I'm doing the diagonal movement for the inputs, I am using the D-pad entirely for it. Can't access this shortcut lift yet because you have to actually do this section. Hang on a minute, let me check this door. I think it takes me to the library, or is that higher up? Yeah, it takes me to the library. The only reason I'm interested in this because I think the shop's nearest to here as well. Well, yeah, these guys drop their heads when you beat them and it rolls across the ground for a while. There's the shop here. Let's pass these guys. Fleamen. That's what they're called. Those little guys that are jumping up and around, they're called Fleamen. And they suck. They suck. Doesn't matter what Vania there is, they're always annoying to fight. Because look at this. Look at these things. Come on. There we go. Okay, the shop is directly above us. Okay, now we'll just take what we got. Because, I mean, that's just supposed to be like a basic item, and it's already on the same defensive level as the Mirror Cutlass. The Mirror Cutlass isn't supposed to be defensive. It's supposed to be so you're resistant to being turned to stone. Just use the book. It's not worth the hassle. Just use the book. Yeah, thank you. The shop is directly above us. We just need to get up there. While we're heading over there, I can talk about how much I love the after image effect. I love all the visual effects in this game. We've already talked about how like every enemy has a unique death animation, and there's a lot of explosions involved. But even like Alucard moves ridiculously smooth for a 2D pixel art sprite. Like look literally as I'm running, look how smooth the animation is. Look at this, you know, like I know you don't get to see it that much because you spend so much time jumping or backdashing everywhere like this. But even the backdash, you can see when I'm using it, there's a lot of like cleanness to it. Alucard has some crazy design details to him. And I mentioned this in Rondo, but you're going to see it here. Rondo kind of set the standard of a bunch of sprites that every Vania afterwards would reuse. Because it saved resources, especially when they went to the GBA and DS. It was just to save resources, it made sense. They had less budget to work with. But what's interesting is that a lot of enemies that are 3D, like these books, became 2D during the GBA games before they became 3D again in the DS titles. And I don't actually like the DS models. The stuff that is... Get out of here. Ow. Yeah, we can't get up there just yet. No, I'm thinking of something else. Like, there's another wing where you can break the bridge underneath to drop to a different area. But the shop is right here.
It's been a long time, old one.
Old one?
Why, it's Master Alucard. Come to visit, have we?
I need your help.
I need your
Young
help.
Master, I could never betray the good Count.
You won't go unrewarded.
Really? In that
I love the librarian. And yeah, you can, like, this.
How about this?
Yeah, you can get tactics for bosses if you're curious.
How about this?
You can see enemies if you have to see what you fought before. You can listen to the soundtrack, including tracks we haven't got to yet. Like... You can just listen to everything. Final Dakota, you know, the final area theme. Anyway.
How about this?
Let's sell this.
Thank you.
How about this?
We need that, because that opens the magic doors. Stores all MP. Magic missile! No. The Blacker knife's kind of nice. Boomerang's kind of nice. Blue star, fame star. Card. Where is it? There's a certain item in here that will probably catch your attention because it's ridiculously expensive, but if you can get it. Joseph's cloak's pretty cool. The idea of it is that it's a cloak that you can customize the color of it how you see fit, so you can make it yourself look however you want. Veil's Gauntlet. The duplicator, there it is. Literally what it says in the tin. It duplicates items. And you can buy maps and scrolls. Like, learn what Dark Metamorphosis is. Learn what the Summon Spirit. Learn what Tetra Spirits is. Learn Soul Steal. And you see, Scroll 3 is missing because we already did it. I'm not going to buy any of these. I want to see what ones come back to me as we go. Because they will. They'll come back to me. I will buy this, though, just so I can showcase what it looks like. And I'm going to scroll back up to the top to buy this because we need it. Yeah, got an item. Yeah, we need that. Bye, dude. Now, those blue magic doors we should be able to open. Yeah. These are all the relics you get in the game, by the way. And obviously, not all of them are going to be like little stat things or doors. They're going to get better. Let's get back to where we were. The cloak color doesn't bother me like at all. Even the like the crazier ones, like there's one that turns it like pink. And, like that stuff doesn't bother me at all. But I understand that some people like have like their set colours and they want Alucard to look a certain way. So the fact that that Joseph's cloak exists is just nice. You know, just being able to kind of pick how you want a character him to look. There's also a few quirky items, like it's not until the waterfall room, so it's quite a while yet. But there are these platform shoes that make Alucard exactly 1 pixel taller. And it literally, like, everything in the game is affected by it because of it. Because Alucard is now a single pixel bigger. Now we got the fairy scroll, which displays enemy names. So when you whack them, it will tell you that it's the magic tome. So if you're grinding and hunting certain enemies, you know what it is you're looking for when you hit them. You know if you've got it. A lot of that sort of stuff will become standard in later Vanias, but this is the first one to do this approach, so of course they were still experimenting with ideas and trying to figure stuff out. As for your level, don't be surprised if you're like... You're not going to be like level 99 by the end of the game, at least you shouldn't be. But don't be surprised if you're anywhere between like 40 and 50. And I give it that wide of a margin, because it honestly depends on what weapons and resources you want to grind for. If you get super unlucky, you could be grinding for the Crusagram for a while if you want it. Or if you're trying to beat Garlemald legitimate, the secret boss, without just spamming spells or the Crusagram. There are some things you'll need as well for that, you know? Gimme. Oh, these aren't that good because they point. Yeah, no, I'll pass. Give me back my Gladius. It's got longer reach and it's just better. Longer reach and a little quicker. Even if it does sacrifice some damage, that's fine. Also, it's got very misty in here. Yeah, the weather changes sometimes. Some areas of the map, like it was raining earlier, now it's misty. Doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme, it's just different weather effects for this area. Which is just another thing that's really cool. Or let's get rid of the gun squad. I'm going to be gushing about this game the entire run. Oh, there's Wolf Trance! It's alright, we'll unlock the lift soon and we'll get Wolf Transformation. But here is your introduction to teleporters. Obviously, having you run around everywhere would be really annoying and redundant. So they add a bunch of warps over here, there, and everywhere, so you can get around easier. Because now we're actually on the other side of this door, back in the opening room. Also, can you see that slightly like darker shade of the map that's everywhere? That's the castle map we brought. So you can now see or get a better idea of where you have and haven't been. Obviously, there's a whole underground section that we haven't accessed yet because we can't. Because we need to open up certain doors that we can't. But you see that there's the magic room nearest to the entrance that we were at. That actually continues further left than where we were. Like up ahead, there's a path that goes left and goes up and spirals round. There's a space near the top. There's a lot of empty space. You might be thinking, oh, this map's not that big. No, no, no. This isn't the entire map. This houses literally none of the secrets. And there are huge map chunks. Like, this entire map will be full. Like, this whole screen will be full, I mean, when we get there. But with the warps, you don't get to pick what warp you want to go to. That's something that came later. So you're just going to be going up to them, tapping up, and then checking where you land. It's always in a sequence. So if you know the sequence, eventually you won't be checking the map. You'll just be impulsively like warping so many times and then leaving. But until you get used to that sequence, that's what you'll be doing. Beware your Sword Lord here. Medusa heads. You don't have many iframes if you've noticed. So these Medusa heads can kind of bully you a little bit. So I love that his sword breaks when you beat him. Excuse me. Actually, I should probably be, There's a healing item later on where he flicks like a peanut up into the air. Elevator activated. Alright, let's go get Wolf. And if you flick it up and then slightly alter your position, then hold up, and he will eat it. You'll like catch it in his mouth. And we're gonna get this to Solar Wolf, and I believe it's L. Yes. It can't do too much on its own right now, but give it time. We'll power it up as we go. But now we've got a lower stance and things we can do with it. Especially when we start getting like the dash ability with the wolf, then it opens up. Because you can just dash through everything. But speaking of dashing, the wolf is naturally faster. Damn it. Just in an awkward position, hang on. It can't jump as high, but it can jump further along. It's a terrible spot to try and demonstrate it, but we can transform into a wolf now, okay? That's what matters here. It's too vertical to really show it off. But you can reach that far easier than if you tried to do it with, like, you know, Alucard banging his head. What's this way? I can't remember what's here. Oh, okay, yeah. The area that plays Alucard's badass theme. Let's not go here just yet. There's space above us. The fun fact, the clock tower is the only area in the game you can actually finish the entire experience off, but never actually step foot in. Because of sequence breaks. You can completely avoid the clock tower if you don't want to do it. I will, because, you know, don't want to show off this game and whatnot. But it is, especially now we've got the wolf, it is more than possible for us to completely skip. Because, and I'm not good at doing it, but you can get a little extra oomph on your jump to make gaps you're not supposed to. Back in that clock tower, that grandfather clock room, that's what you do. You use that to get just onto the ledge and then climb up. In fact, how long would it take me to get there? I'm debating kind of quickly running back to show it off. Because we're going to be taking this game super slow anyway. Oh, it's quite a distance. Like, it's like smack bang in the middle of the map. Nah, we'll circle round to it eventually. It's a bit too much of a stretch to justify running all that way to do something that I might not be able to do well. But the clock tower plays most people's favourite track in the game, and it's definitely like my top 2. Well, I don't know if I'd say my favourite, because the other track I love is so different from it. So I think I kind of feel bad comparing it, but this track is so good. It's a proper, like, grunge rock track using the PS1 sound chip, and it's called The Tragic Prince, so it's straight up Alucard's theme. Just take a listen. The track's actually super long. Like, it will sound like it loops a bunch of times, but it actually doesn't for a long while. Oh, right, forgot about that. You have to jump that gap. Look how cool the Skull Lords look in this game. It's like, yeah, now it gets to the real chorus, which is amazing. And then it still hasn't looped, it then goes into a more orchestral version of the entire track we just heard. It's so goddamn good. Genuinely, this game's soundtrack is the stuff of legends, in my opinion. I love it so goddamn much. No, I'm not going to use the pentagram for anything. I don't think we can get up there just yet. I think this is around the time, now we've got the wolf and the blue door. It's around the time you're first supposed to expect it to start actually backtracking to find new stuff, because you will just get stuck here forever otherwise. So we can open the magic doors, and we've got the wolf, so we can go under certain gaps we couldn't before. Ah, we'll come back. I missed the theme already. We'll come back. I'm sorry if I'm gushing too much. This game just means a lot to me, alright? It's one of those kind of games. You know, ones you just kind of grew up with, and it left a lasting impression. I was exactly the same when we was doing the SpongeBob for Bikini Bottom. This game just means so goddamn much to me, so I'm gonna be gushing like all the time. Like, the soundtrack's great, the intention is great. Like, they knew what they wanted to do right from the start and went like full in, like fully into it, like no restraint. But the thing is, that warp is actually your hint that you should be going back and looking around more now you've got more stuff at your disposal. That's why we'll be taking it. There is no like map markers, so you are going to have to remember where things like the magic doors and whatnot are yourself. I will forget. I'm telling you right now, I'll forget, but we'll find our way forward. As I recall, I think we can go we can break the magic door on the top left to go into that space now. But there was another one in the top right-ish, so I actually want to head back to where that clock, the grandfather clock room was anyway, to advance past it. And obviously just check it out a little ourselves. See if I can do that exploit. It'd be nice if I can get up there early, because there's some nice stuff up there. Awkward as goddamn hell. Look how like smoothly animated even these guys are, even though they're actually alive and swinging. Like, there's such a there's so much attention and care put into this game and all of its animations. It's genuinely insane. Like, it's genuinely, when I was a kid, I had to keep reminding myself this was a PS1 game. So I know, like, you know, PS1 was pushing 3D models of everything then, but there was a real charm in that era for pixel art games or 2D games, because the hardware could handle it so competently that you could do some really bonkers shit with it. You could do some really, really high quality stuff. And some of like the sprite artwork standards were set by this game. There's probably some things in this game that, like, if you've played some like more modern-esque pixel art games, you're looking at it, it's like, oh, this game seems kind of familiar to this game thing I played, or that thing. Yeah, there's a reason for that. This game set that standard. So this and Super Metroid together defined a generation. I know they're nowadays like gone onto the term of search action, but for a long time, these sort of games were known as Metroidvanias because Metroid and Vania invented it together. You know? Super Metroid laid the foundations, and Symphony of the Night did everything else. And so together they became like these golden gospels of what 2D's like adventures should be. And then unfortunately both of them got then like chucked onto the Game Boy Advance with little respect by their publishers, and so had to make the most of the hardware they had. And both of them did what they could. Metroid Fusion's a great Metroid game, even if it isn't quite as open as Super. And I said in the Game Boy trilogy, although I have my problems with some of them, by the time we get to Aria Sora is godlike. Aria Sora is my second favourite Vania. Like, they both found their ways to continue even when they were thrown on cheaper hardware, just because their own publishers lost faith in them. And that's exactly what it is. And at the time, a lot of publishers were like, no, 3D is the future. You can't do these 2D games. They belong to something like the handhelds. Yeah. And so they just kind of got disrespectfully thrown away. But the way we actually need to go, whoops, I keep on impulsively whacking that, is actually down here, because we can now open the magic door. Ta-da! And then plot is that way. But I don't want to go that way yet. Because where's the fun in that? What if you just chase the objective the whole way through, you get this game done way too quick and you won't get the true ending. Well, the better path. So we're going to head back the other way and explore and see what secrets we can find. This is why I said I'm not sure if this game's going to take 2 streams or 3, or maybe even 4, depending on how we go. Because this is going to be like this for the whole game. It'll be a little better when we get into the inverted castle, because you already have a fundamental understanding of what to do and where to go when you're there. But for this first castle, no, I like to take my time and like check every nook and cranny and see where it ends up. I want to go higher up. God. That death animation never gets old. I can't stress enough. I love this game. Another cloth unit. No. Give me my Bible back. There were, admittedly, a lot more exploits in the PS1 version that you could do to sequence break and find ways through you didn't expect, that they unfortunately cleaned out of the PSP version, but a handful of them still remain. It's just they're more awkward to do. Because I think you could straight up reset your jump off of the wolf transformation. Fucking... Let me pass. You've got nothing to gain by challenging me. Ooh, $25, thanks. Get out of here, Ferryman. No, get out of here, Ferryman. No, Ferryman. There you go. It's awkward. I can't do it. No. We'll do it. Damn it. Time advances quicker when you're out of the room. That's why I keep on leaving. Oh well. There's other areas I want to check out anyway. Fucking demon, get out of here. That blue flash you're seeing on Alucard every now and then, that's telling me that his magic bar's full again. Because it spends every second you spend transformed burns a bit of magic. Now it's full, so he flashes blue. So I know I'm getting hit a lot of times. I just always like to keep the forward momentum when I'm playing this. I am a very not cocky, just very loose. I just kind of go with whatever happens. Reckless. Over here, you press that, and it'll open something up for us. I wonder what it is. Let's head back and look around. No, didn't want to do that. I was just trying to turn back so I could start backdashing again. There we go. Next room. So I believe... Yeah, it opens up these so you can drop down. And as you can see, there's a lot of space to drop down into. And there was another door closer-ish by that we can also now drop down into, because we found 2 of them. It's just to our right. So let's go that one first, because that one's the more secret one. As you can tell by the fact that it's not on the castle map. If you follow the castle map, yeah, you won't experience like even a quarter of this game. And I wish I was kidding. It's kind of crazy how much content you miss if you just go straight for the objective. So down here, there's the library card and an attack potion. Which is why I didn't buy a library card, because I knew we'd be getting one later. Oh, hang on. I'm paranoid, so I need to go check. I don't think there's anything else in that room, like any secret walls. So I'm not fussed about map percentage, because it ultimately doesn't matter. But secrets are secrets, you know? Like they're nice to get if you can. So I'm going to see and try and remember what I can get. The real nightmare is when you're trying to get true 200.6. Because there will just be one lone pixel you'll just miss, and you'll be staring at a guide map for hours trying to find, like comparing it to your map, what pixel is missing. But down here is this huge underground space, which is entirely, well, not is entirely optional. If you're going for the true run, you need to do it, but you don't need to go here right now. Be wary of this enemy. He's going to try to stab up at you. Okay, that's just a sellable. Doesn't even sell well. Ow. There we go. Be careful dropping down, because it's just a straight drop to where we are. There's no platforms and a path to work down. No, no, no. You drop down that gap, you're plummeting to the bottom. And I don't think we're in a position to get to the cursed zone safely right now. Not that we'd want to, because it's a bit too early for us. Need to get you out of the way. I'm not even sure if it's this pit or the next one. There's another pit that's like a big drop as well. I'm trying to remember which one it is, but one of them has like a door halfway down the drop to the right. And that leads to the curse zone, which you need to do to get the true path anyway. Yeah, the most obvious breakable wall in the game. Which leads to the bandana. Also, do you hear that beautiful piano piece that's kind of kicking in the background? I know I'm biased because piano's my favourite instrument, but come on, you know? There is a way there, I just can't remember off the top of my head. There is a way into that little corner space. At least I think it's this one, it's the one that you can go to the corner. But as you can see, we're actually taking the long way down at this point. There are 2 ways up and down, because obviously you need to have a way back up afterwards, otherwise you'd be screwed. So let me do this. So you can... Let me out! Please! So it's gonna get comboed to death in that corner. It does still have that old arcadey Vania knockback. It's the only thing that kind of shows Symphony's age. Because after this, they never completely get rid of it, but they make it far, far more manageable than this. But you do still get bullied around a little bit if you're not careful, so be, you know, cautious as you go. But this week's going to be a bit of a crazy week because, well, we're breaking into June finally. Today's the 30th, so it's literally like, you know, on Wednesday we're finally going to break into this chaos. Because of the Sony state of play, which keeps on like getting quote-unquote leaked, but to be honest, I don't... All these quote-unquote leaks I've seen, like, not a single one of them has been believable to me yet. And the fact that they're all radically different, it's like, yeah, no, this is just a bunch of 4chan posters pretending they know what they're talking about. So just everything you see, don't take it as anything. I can't stress enough. The only thing I kind of vaguely believe is the one that says that the update to Resident Evil 8 is going to include VR support, because I think that's an inevitability, because 7 had VR support, and maybe they were just waiting for this PlayStation VR 2 thing to come around. But that's it. Everything else is like, oh no, we'll see. And obviously the new Call of Duty is probably going to be at one of these. There's a Shiitake. No, it's not. It's not a shit take. It's called Shiitake. It's the name of the thing. But as you can see, like, so we just took the long way down, but there's another route that's a straight drop, which leads here. And for the sake of map coverage and showing you what I mean, we'll be coming back this way anyway. I'm going to go back up quickly and see if I can land in that curse room. I doubt it, because like I said, it's kind of precise. Ow. And even if we do, I'm not sure I want to do it yet, because they don't expect you to do it till way later on. Like, it would be like a very big sequence break, but I want to at least show it's there. And it's why it's marked on the map, because like it's one of those secrets that you need to get that secret to work towards the true path and experience the other half of the game. So there's your hint. And then almost everything in this game, in fact I'd argue everything in this game, you can figure out for yourself. I managed to get to the inverted castle without a guide as a kid, just because I kept on running around exploring all the time. Yeah, I got the bad ending a few times, because, I was a kid, and so I was like, oh, big boss fight, I'll do that. And then afterwards I was like, but there's still more to okay, I lost the book. I was still going, oh, but there's still more to explore and whatnot. And then from there is when I'd start realizing X, Y, and Z. But it's... well, no, not here, it's a little lower down. It's here, okay. No, still lower down. Okay, no, it's this trapping, because they want to make it so it's very near impossible for you to reach. No, you need to go the other way. No, yeah, but it's up there. You saw it, like there's like a little ledge just as we pass it by. You need to land on that little ledge. And on the other side's the curse zone. But we can, when we get the bat transformation, we can just go there, which is the next proper transformation we'll be getting. Or is it Mist first? I don't know. I always forget Mist exists because it's the Mist transformation. It's not good. The Mist transformation, I get what they were going for, but it is extremely situational. But because this way is like, we're already in the wrong way, so we don't need to come down here. But there is a wrong way in the wrong way, so we're going to keep on going the wrongest of ways, because it will lead to loot. Oh right, that's water. That's holy water. We can't touch that yet. And the boat and the ferryman's not here, so we can't go any further. You can brave it. I mean, we just saved, so if you want it, if you really want the loot on the other side, you can brave it now. Get this, so you get your health reset, and then just move like your life depends on it. It literally does. Oh, we're going. Oh, god damn it, I forgot about that. Okay, we might die. I completely forgot about that. I'm gonna accept death. We'll go back through here. Game over. We'll go back and get that health upgrade. I forgot there was a door. I completely forgot that door was there. I told you, not everything in my memory in this game is perfect. I don't remember it as well as Aria of Sorrow. I was saying, Aria of Sorrow is also a lot shorter of a game, which is why I find it easier to remember that. Be careful with these guys. Yeah, they can kind of fuck you up. Alright, but let's go try and get this health upgrade quickly. And then we'll just U-turn back. And then we'll wait for the ferryman. There is something back here, I recall, as well. Yeah, the knuckle dusters. If you want another punchy weapon, get up there, please, Alucard, before it kills you. But it's like, because this game's all sprite work, it's aged eons better than some of the 3D games that came out on the PS1. Like, as much as I love Final Fantasy VII, like, holy shit, this game looks a lot better than FF7 nowadays, you know? Like, it looks a lot cleaner and a lot more, well, like, you know, survived the test of time because of its art style and presentation and the pixel art. Especially with pixel art, because, you know, pixel art made such a comeback a few years ago. So it's still in style to have this kind of pixel art. Oh, there is a boss fight here. Come back down for me. Damn it, just barely mistimed it. As you can see, this is it's not hard. Just mind the rocks. There we go. It's not the actual boss fight. It's just a part of it. This part, the water will hurt you, so it's a race to get through it. There is a potion down there if you want it. Just reset the room. No, it does not. Okay. We can clear out the water soon, though, so it's not the end of the world. So the music stopped because we're approaching the actual boss. We're going to keep putting the heads there. I'm just going to keep... Yeah, there we go. Damn. I'm getting beat up a little here. Oh, here's something cheeky you can do. If you just take the armor frames and get here, you can just demolish the thing from the inside. And the water goes. Give me my health boost. And here we get the crystal cloak. Which not only really boosts our defense and concentration for the magic damage, but also has an ever so slight see-through effect to it. Look at it. It's transparent on one side, so you have like a bit more of a mystique look to you. But now we can come back here and go this way, which is why I wasn't that fast about the guide symbol coming back this way, because I knew we'd be fine. And I think I'm going to pick... Yeah, the scimitar is just a straight up upgrade of what we got, so it'd be rude not to. I don't think there's anything else in here. But I do think the water's cleared out from underneath, or at least cleared out enough that we can access that secret. I don't know why the game, like, has to load that section like that. Other than the mini boss that's there on the first visit, I don't know why it has to have the trouble loading every time after. Okay, no, this isn't any different. Okay, I wanted to at least check. The door on the other end might have opened, but still. I'm not going to go get myself killed to go check again. Especially because I haven't saved yet. Since beating that boss, so obviously I want to save first before we do anything reckless that might get me killed enough to make me have to do it all again. There's no auto-saving. This is the PS1. Auto-saving was for chumps back then. Oh yeah, I forgot there's a weapon there. How did you get that? I can't remember. Does it just break a wall over here? I don't think it is. I think you have to go around and underneath to get to it. It's just that those little stick weapons those skeleton guys were throwing at us. So we'll find it later. Oh, here's a fun thing. A really cruel but fun thing. You see that water flows going on over here? Look at all these enemies here, right? Block the water. Where's the water going to go? Don't know where else to go. Look at these guys. They go. I love that little detail. It's like they start freaking out because they realize the room they're in is starting to flood, and like, oh. And if you're brave, I think there is something we can pick up from down here. You just be, as always, quick about it. That's how you get this. The nunchaku. And now we have to somehow find... Now we have to somehow get back without dying. Uh-oh. Just... floor it! Floor it! Floor it! Oh. Now I'm gonna go back and get my health back. I never use a shield, so I should really just do this. It's just like almost like as an impulse. I always like to put something there, but nah, there's really no need. There are a few things in this game as worthless as most of the shields. I say most, that there are, because of the whole like special technique system in this game, some of them will seem kind of weak at first, but once you use them are kind of ridiculous. I said the Alucard shields, like the big one, because that one uses like one of like some of each of the special shields all at once and makes you invincible. So you do insane damage to the enemy, combo them to oblivion, wipe the screen, and you're invincible for the whole duration. Like it's genuinely bonkers how good the Alucard shield is when you use it. As I like, look at it. Oh, by is anything actually down here? Also, I've actually got health again. No, not really. We can check again once we make it so we can make ourselves more safe from the elements. Damn frogs. If you're crouching, it will mitigate some of your knockback. It won't save you from everything, but it will make it so you don't get whacked around as much. There's a pentagram there if you want it. Oh, okay, this is the waterfall room. There's a secret dead opposite from where we are, but we can't reach it right now. But there is stuff in the waterfall. If we kind of hug this side, I just barely missed it. That shoe that we passed by, that's the shoe I was talking about earlier, where it makes you like 1 pixel taller. And I know, it's ridiculous, but still. Yeah, we'll come back to that later. It's like it's near impossible to notice, but you do. You get like 1 pixel higher. It's getting colder because the tip of the water's frozen over now. Oh, there's the ferryman. Let's go up here first. We got more shiitakes. Oh, this thing's back to the opening. I'm doing good, dude. You? So I don't know how long you put that message there. I only just noticed. Sorry. I got too into the game. But see, now we've got our link to the opening hall, and then we just go back. So now we've got all more shortcuts in place. Today we're playing Castlevania. I just got it, no worries. Okay. We're playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is a game from my childhood, so of course I'm naturally very biased. Take me, good man.
Aboard, O Prince. Shall I guide
From the PS1.
the river?
And I genuinely love this game. It's what kind of introduced the idea of Metroidvanias. You know, the whole 2D but completely open exploration. A modern example would be like Hollow Knight. Come on, Ferryman, in your own time. Ow! There we go. And the game, as the map shows, is heavily focused on just go look around, dude, kind of approach to game design. But worry about shit later. Like our plot, we can go advance it now. It's on the left-hand side in the middle-ish. You see those like darker squares? Like we just need to go there. But there's so much else we can do, like obtain the Mermaid Statue, which I think makes it so we don't take water damage anymore. No, it summons the boat ride. It summons the ferryman in the secret location, so we can get the ferryman elsewhere. So it's still not safe from water damage, because you know, holy water and we're a vampire. But there is a secret where the ferryman wasn't there, and we can now summon him to there to get that secret, which I think will also open that gate. That's the other thing I love about this game, that unfortunately, like, as much as I like the Game Boy Advance titles that came after this, because the 2D Vania has completely transitioned to GBA after this, annoyingly. The gameplay in this game is, like, the combat is so responsive. Like, I literally just do whatever the hell I want and Alucard does it. It's insane. Oh, there's Dark Metamorphosis. I knew it was in there somewhere. Never played games like this since I got lost so easily, speaking from Hollow Knight experience. To be fair, yeah, I get it, but that's kind of, at least to me, there are some exceptions, don't get me wrong. Salt and Sanctuary is the perfect example of getting lost. But most of them, I feel, do a pretty good job, oh, we have to go a long way around, of making where you need to go vaguely apparent. Like, for this game, for example, our primary objective is, like, top center of the map. That little corridor, I'm pointing at the screen like you can see where I'm pointing. But in the top center, you see there's a bump up that goes even higher up, but like slightly to the left of it, there's like a corridor of rooms. That's where our end goal is. But if you go straight there, not only do you miss most of this game, but you straight up will get the bad ending. And the reason why you need to get the good ending is the good ending literally opens up a second castle. Literally the second half of the whole game is locked behind the good ending, so you need to actually be exploring and finding your way around. The mystery of the game and like figuring out where to go, where secrets lie, what secrets to find, whatnot, is the charm of this game. It is very intimidating when you first play a Metroidvania, or as they nowadays get called, a search action game. And this is one of the older ones. I said this game gives you no hints. This game just drops you into the deep end and says, figure it out, bitch. But I said when I went through it as a kid, I never needed a guide to eventually find the good ending. Yeah, it took me a bit because you know I was a dumb kid, but I got there. I bet going to every door and getting to everything shiny. Yeah, that's how you should play it. I'm not kidding. I'm barely paying attention. Hang on, let me just get over these fucking zombie horde. Actually, wait, let me just. Excuse me, fuck me. You'll regret that when I get the bat dash. That's how you should play it. It's what they want you to play it. They don't want you to go. It's why you get the bad ending if you go straight for the objective in this game. The last thing they want you to do is to actually proceed with the objective. They want you to literally just get lost. Like, so the ultimate epitome of this is both this and Super Metroid, because they literally invented this together. That's it, the original Metroid was technically the first one to do it, but it wasn't refined to the level of quality and love that we know it to today until Super Metroid, and then this soon after. Because I think Super Metroid was like 93 or 94, and then this was 97. If you want a good starting point to one that's a little easier to approach, it isn't so complicated, the Castlevania Advance Collection, which is the free Game Boy Advance titles, in that collection is Aria of Sorrow. Aria of Sorrow is genuinely, it's still respectively hard, but it's genuinely the most approachable Metroidvania of the lot. Because there's a healthy amount of exploration, but there's not like the entire castle immediately in front of you like it is with Symphony here. You know, like it directs you and kind of leads you along just a little bit more to make sure you don't get too lost. And there's only like one significant part about halfway through where they expect you to think outside the box a little bit to figure out your way forward. And that's it. The rest of the game, like, they kind of like give you the pieces to figure it out and always make sure that you know where the objective is, so it makes it far more approachable. Like, there's a reason why Aria of Sorrow is argued to be the best Vania. I personally prefer this because this game's just, like, once you know how Metroidvanias work, this game is just a godsend because of how big it is. Even though compared to like a lot of modern Metroidvanias, it really isn't. Like this, like, my first playthrough was like 10 hours. And like there's some other games where it's like some people are at Hollow Knight for like 30, 40 hours and they still haven't found everything. Whilst this, no, like I 100%ed it in under 10 hours when I was a kid. And in fact my save file on this, my main save on this fit in the PS5 version is under 10 hours and it's like 200.6% because that's the highest percentage you can get. Because if you just max out everything here in the bad ending route, you only get 100.3. Because there's a super secret room that they hidden so much that they treat it as a separate percentage. Which I'll show off when I get the bat transformation, because it's like the most devilish secret in the game. As in, I didn't know about it for years. It's the same as, earlier on I showed an invisible lift that you can access to get to an area early to get the mirror stuff. The mirror circuit. Like, there's some secrets in this game that, like, genuinely went unknown for years. And then it was either, like, professional strategy guides made by the team that made it, or people just being really, like, bored that they stumbled upon stuff. The other one's in the Clock Tower, but the Clock Tower, there's at least, like, a glimpse. Like, once you know it's there, you can be like, oh, I can kind of see how they kind of expected you to figure that out. Even though most people didn't for a while. But, like, no, like, there's a wall in the opening hall of the game, and there's a cave next to it. You have to enter the cave with a set transformation, and then go back out of it as a different transformation. Because at least what I mean, that you can transform into the wolf sort of thing. And if you do it, it will just open a door somewhere else in the castle. And there's like, and there's no like hints. There's no like thing to suggest that you can do that. It's just, like I said, the only reason it was found is because someone got bored and it's like fucking around. It's probably some role players like, oh, I'm the wolf, now I'm the what just opened, you kind of thing. But this game is littered with it. Like, this is like a lot of games from the 90s and early 2000s. I don't know if you've ever seen it, because I know I'm like significantly older than some of the people that watch my content. But they became like the source of like urban myth, of like people would tell their friends, oh, if you do this, maybe there's this secret, or things like this happens, and yada yada. And like half of it's like not true at all, but some of it is, and that's the fun. Yeah, that's the fun of it. You never know. And this game's also a speedrunner's wet dream. More so the PS1 original version, because this version is based off the PSP remake. But the PS1 version, there are so many goddamn things in the game that allow you to sequence break areas. Like I said, the entire Clock Tower section, which is in the top right, you never have to enter it once if you know the sequence breaks. You can completely avoid it and still get the good ending path. Because there's usually two speed runs. It's the get to the priest shaft. Yes, that's its name. And then and the other one is get the good ending. Because just get to the priest, which is like get to the top middle, they're insanely short runs, but they're fun to watch in different ways. But when they go for the good ending, it's like, well, no, you need to know where those special items are. You need to know where those certain plot significant items are specifically, and what's the best route to get to them as well. Right, we're near enough to this. We're doing this long backtrack circuit just so I can get one secret that I know I'll forget if I don't do it now. And then backdashing is quicker than moving, so I'm going to be spamming the hell out of it. Or, actually, if you're interested in Castlevania specifically, but want to try something more new, like more modern, the creator of the Metroidvania formula and like you know the godfather of Castlevania, good Mr. Iga himself, Iganashi, he made a direct spiritual successor to this game called Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and it's literally another Symphony of the Night-esque game. You know, there's no way we can make that jump yet. So there's a good modern example for you. It's a much bigger game, but because it's like the newest one, it has a lot of quality of life that, you know, didn't exist in the 90s when this series started. Like, you know, like little markers on the map, or like side quests that will give you an idea, or when you defeat an enemy, you can access a archive of them to find out what loot they could have dropped. Things like that. And the game's still getting support. Like, the game's been out for like nearly 3 years, and it's still getting free content updates. Like, they did a crossover with Child of Light. You can now play as the main girl from that game in Bloodstained. They just added it as free content. They've never done, like, the only paid DLC is the Eager Special Package, which adds the option to fight the creator of the game himself as an optional boss in the game. Ow, that was an awful position to get stuck in. Ow, I just got destroyed. Right, the ferryman should be here. Yeah, send me to the other side, my good man.
Thy destiny awaits, O Prince.
And I do prefer the original PS1 version as a whole because of the sequence stuff for this game. But the PSP version is more approachable because of some of the quality of life fixes and changes. The only thing that I think is a downgrade is the first game had the original release had extremely cheesy voice acting. Like, I mean, really fucking cheesy 90s era Resident Evil 1 like, era kind of voice acting. Like, it's kind of rough, but it made it more charming in its own way. Whilst the PSP version replaced the entire cast with a professional voice cast. It was like, yeah, you get it, and it's higher quality. Oh shit. So I think this is the end of the path anyway. Yeah, Bloodstained's amazing. And one of the characters you go against, and you can eventually play as Zangetsu, is voiced by David Hayter, aka Solid Snake. But Metal Gear, that guy. He's literally voicing a character in the game. And I think that relic, the reason why I wanted to go for it so much, yes, we are now immune from water damage, so we can do deep sea exploration. I like how it's called the Holy Symbol, and it's literally just a snorkel. But for some reason it makes you immune to holy water damage and holy water. Now let's hit the low road, because there's stuff we can pick up now. Like in the elixir. The only thing with Bloodstained, the only criticism is about halfway through the game, because Bloodstained does the same thing this game does, where if you go straight for the main objective, you'll get the bad ending. You have to find a secret. The only difference is the secret relies on getting something that's reliant on luck, because and Bloodstained has this thing where every single enemy in the game has a shard tied to them, which allows you to use certain abilities and access certain things. One of the enemy shards allows you to freely swim underwater, and pick a direction and swim that way. You need that to get the true ending, because there's an area that can only be accessed by going underwater. But it's a random drop from an enemy, and some people found that kind of not the best, not the most intuitive thing to help find the true ending. That you just have to get lucky with an enemy drop, and if you don't get it, you're stuck until you do. And you might not realize that that specific enemy will actually drop something that's significant to your run. You know? And so, like, you might defeat the end, like, you defeat a lot of those enemies before you reach a dead end. So they give you, like, a lot of chances for you to get it. So it's not something that affects everyone. Like, some people will just get lucky and it'll drop when they go through it, and they'll go, oh, I can swim underwater now, nice. But there are some people, like me on my first run, who aren't that lucky, and so don't get it, and then go, what, am I missing something? And then you U-turn, leave, look around, and after a while you're like, what the fuck am I missing? Look it up, and it's like, no, this one random enemy drops the ability for you to swim underwater, and you're like, oh. Well, they could have upped the chance then, that would have been nice. But literally, other than that, it's amazing. That was like literally the only nitpick I had with Bloodstained. Everything else with that game is phenomenal. Because a lot of people criticize this game for being kind of out there for what you need to do for 100%. But my defense for it is always, well, I managed to do it when I was a kid without a guide. If I could do it when I was 8, yeah, I didn't find every single secret because okay, some of them became internet myths that was found way, way later. But if I could figure it out when I was like 7 or 8, you can figure it out too, kind of thing. But like, yeah, but Bloodstained, the whole gating behind that enemy drop, yeah, like I said, it's down to your luck stat, but in any kind of RPG in the planet, I can't think of one where I've ever paid attention to my luck stat or put anything in it. Like, it's never anything that ever crosses my mind in any RPG. Why boost chance of getting something to drop when I can boost hurting you, you know? Or boost not getting hurt as bad. Or make my swinging speed, like, ridiculous. You know, like, there's always so much more other things I would rather worry about. But Bloodstained, at some point I'll do Bloodstained as well. But Bloodstained will be even more interesting, because although this is like one of my all-time favourite games, it's been about 4 years since I last went through it, and I left it that long deliberately so I forget things, and it can be a little bit more explorative and loose as we go. Bloodstained, the last time I played that was literally when it came out, and it's a much bigger game, so there's far more for you to have to remember. So, yeah, like, I will probably get lost in that game at least once or twice when I go through it. Binding Isaac has its special effects based off luck. Yeah, I haven't played Isaac in a while. The last time I played it, Afterbirth Plus was still the latest expansion. I just kind of burnt out of it. I love it, but I think it was one of those games where I know I spent like excess of like 1,000 hours in it at one point. Because I was so addicted to the grind of finding new things, maxing out each character, doing the hard mode runs. But then when I burnt out so hard, I've yet to touch it again. And then the whole other expansion's come out since then, and that's been out for a little while now. Anyway, we actually need to head left. We're actually going to go back to the main path now we've detoured for like the past hour and a bit. But it was a worth it detour, because now we can touch the water without fear of death. It was the same back in the day, because it's not just those kind of games. So it happens every now and then. There'll be a game that I just get super addicted to and play a whole bunch, and then burn myself out of, because, you know, I never learn to, like, time myself out. Even at 23 years old, I never fucking learn. When Rocket League first came out, I was horrendously addicted to that. And I played that game for, like, 3 months straight. Like, and I was, like, genuinely winning every match and carrying matches, because I just got really good at it, playing it all the damn time. Like, I was like the lead striker, I was a great defender, like, I knew what I was doing, where to go, yada yada, like, I was really, really damn good at it. Also, this is the wrong... Oh no, we can go this way, we can just go down and around. But then when I burnt out of it, I genuinely haven't touched it since, nor do I have any real interest to. I've got a couple friends of mine that are constantly saying, oh no, Rob, get back into it, and they'll watch my old videos of me playing, but yeah, you really knew what you were doing, you were pretty good, like, we just, like, iron it out, you'd be great for this competitive scene, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Besides, I imagine the game has probably changed a hell of a lot since I last played it, so I'm probably utter shit now. I think I'm going the right way. No, I need to go more right first, then down left. But the thing is, speaking of Bloodstained, Eager's not so subtly confirmed that a new Bloodstained title is in the works. What I mean is they did a, I forget what it was. You know, like those business stock meetings that companies do. Eager's company did one of them, and one of the things they mentioned is a new Bloodstained title is in the works. So they did confirm a new one, but not directly. I remember when I used to play Smash Bros. Basically all the time, and eventually I stopped and haven't played it since the last few DLCs. Yeah, do you know what stopped it for me? The online. I know that, like, the online for Nintendo games run off fucking hamster wheels, but it genuinely got insufferably bad. And the fact that nothing's changed in any of the Smash games since online started back on the Wii, the Smash Brawl, it got so insufferable to try and play, and it's like the offline content isn't enough to keep on bringing me back. And I didn't know that many people that were into Smash when I was a kid, so eventually I just went, nah, I'll pass. I'm super happy that Ultimate became what it was, with all the characters it get, because, like, there's no way of putting it. You're never going to get it that good again with Smash, in terms of characters and content. The amount of legals and licensing and business ends and strings pulled and absolute insanity of the workload that had to be done to get Smash Ultimate the way it is, it's never happening again. It's the best you're ever going to get it. Whenever there's a next Smash, whenever it is, or whatever it is, I'll be amazed if even a tenth of like a fifth of that cast make it back. I expect the next Smash to be radically different. Yeah, online is terrible and the balance was shady. Yeah, Smash 4. Do you remember when Bayonetta first came out in Smash 4? And how, like, ruthlessly broken she was? And how that it didn't really change that much. It's like the final patch where they finally, like, balanced her out. But it was Ultimate that finally kind of made her somewhat tame. But I'm saying that I really haven't played that much of Ultimate. When I saw Ultimate was just more Smash 4, but just, you know, better balance and a little bit quicker, I was like, sure, that's cool and all, but I'll pass. I still kept an eye on the DLCs, because I found the announcements really interesting. I think the fact that they had a Fire Emblem character as DLC was a bit of a weird one, considering how many Fire Emblem characters there already were, but whatever. I can imagine that wasn't necessarily Sakurai's choice and more Nintendo saying, hey, a new Fire Emblem just came out, add another Fire Emblem character, do it. Thankfully Smash Bros. Doesn't have stuff like that, but the characters that are top tier are glaringly top tier. Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to the tourney scene. Like, who's like at the top of the ladder nowadays? Because I honestly don't know. Because I really kind of drifted from it. Yeah, last time I really properly paid attention to Smash was when Sephiroth dropped, so I just thought that was crazy that another Final Fantasy representative made it into Smash. After the absolute loops and hoops and bounds and bullshit that everyone had to jump through to just get Cloud into Smash 4 and then get him back into Ultimate. They very nearly didn't get him back into Ultimate. It was that goddamn crazy. It was literally just a chance meeting in like a lift that got a conversation rolling that eventually got Smash Ultimate to have Cloud again. It was that goddamn close. They nearly didn't get Cloud full stop. So the fact they then managed to get Sephiroth, I was like, how? You know? But yeah, I genuinely don't know what's at the top of the ladder right now. I imagine there are some characters that are good, but I imagine if I had to hazard a guess, it's the DLC characters that are better than some of the standards. Because some of like the basic starting characters genuinely haven't changed much since like Melee. And it's become problematic for them because they haven't changed. Because all these new characters have new features and gimmicks and whatever. Like, I remember the Dragon Quest hero being a bit much. And I know a lot of people are bitching that Minecraft Steve is quite overpowered. But at the same time, I've also seen a lot of people say that he really isn't once you know how to deal with him. So maybe it might just be people overreacting because no one wants to accept that Steve from Minecraft made it into goddamn Smash. So everyone's like, no, ban him from everything. You can't have him in. He's terrible. He's overpowered. Now he's too weak, or now he's too much. You know. Palutena. Yeah, Palutena was kind of rough in 4. Like, did they just like make her like better, or is it just like, I mean, rough to deal with, not rough as in bad. And Joker, Pikachu, Pyra, Lucina,
So it
Palutena.
seems.
As
Yeah.
friendly as ever, I see.
I'm surprised Joker is. I would have thought Joker would have been nerfed to hell, considering he was
This
literally
castle's
DLC
different than I
1.
remember it.
This castle is a creature of chaos.
My favourite line.
With each rebirth, it takes a new form.
And then it annoys me because it's slightly different from the main line from the PS1 version. In the PS1 version, he goes, "This castle is a creature of chaos. It may take many incarnations," and then it just leaves from that. Joker's still one of the best. Arsene, yeah, that makes sense because he literally like doubles his or like triples his height, doesn't it? When Arsene activates and like extends his range and everything. If you get his persona up, he's near unstoppable. I say that as a Joker main. Ooh, it's okay. I get it. Back in Brawl, I was a Meta Knight main. It's like, you know, Meta Knight's considered like the bane of Brawl. Like, he was actually banned from tournaments because he was considered way too overpowered. Because he was playing melee whilst everyone else was playing Brawl because he was so fast. So I get it. We all have our points where we play a character that, you know, probably shouldn't have, but, you know, they were fun, so you kind of went with it. And I also can understand as well, from the dev team's point of view, there's like, what, 80 odd characters? There's no way they're all going to be made equal, you know? There's going to be a couple that aren't as good as they really need to be, and some that are way too good, and they'll just slip under the radar, and there's not much that can be done about it. Sora's my dream character, and I have yet to play him. Yeah, that was the only time in, like, the only time that, like, I was really, really proved wrong, and I'm happy I was proved wrong. I was adamant it would never happen because of Disney. Because Disney owns Sora over Square. Even though Square made the game, Disney own it. And I was like, there's no way they're getting one past Disney to get Sora in the game, but somehow they fucking did it. Actually, I was surprised Backwards Ultimate even had the balance it did. Well, yeah, well, to be fair, I guess they had For the Worker as a template, but it still seemed crazy that they managed to, for the most part, keep it completely under wraps. Damn, okay, the colours has got great range. Okay, I can see what's going to happen here. Most of the characters in the game are mid to high tier. Fizz, in that sense, you know more than me, because I really didn't touch Ultimate at all. In fact, I don't actually own a Switch yet. That's the bigger thing that we're talking about. I don't actually own my own Switch. My experience, if any... Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, how do I do Soul Steal? Because I forgot. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to Soul Steal this son of a bitch. Because I can't remember what the command is. Costs 80 MP. Okay, I do have enough of that. Soul Steal's the best spell in the game. I just always forget the input. Okay. It is right, left, down. Okay. I'll show you what I did, because now it will be on our spell list. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's let me swap back to the chat so I can actually see your comments. I'd say pick up a Switch if you wouldn't want to play the games, but I have a lot of issues with it. Yeah, I was gonna get a Switch, like, you know, a year or two ago, but then that whole leak about the Switch Pro came around. I went, oh, I'll just wait for that. Still waiting. Still waiting. But yeah, Soul Steal, it's left, right, diagonal, down, diagonal, left, right, and then whatever attack button you want to use. Which sounds complicated, but it's literally away, forward, and then spin the left stick round like that, and then press attack. I just couldn't remember it off the top of my head, but Soul Steal's a god tier spell. It's literally the best spell in the game. Oh no, I don't want to go this way yet. I do actually want to go down the lower route. I don't have the MP for Soul Steal again. It's just that guy's a pain. That thing's a pain in the ass to deal with. Which is why I was doing it. Ooh, Night Shield. Just mean inputs like that and nothing. Yeah, if you're used to fighting games, they're natural. I'm not using the dual knuckles, sure. I'll use the Night Shield. And that's the Colosseum, so we can't go that way yet. Yeah, what I like about this game, I mentioned it before, but I think you weren't in the stream yet. Do I have enough MP? No, just barely not enough. There's all these spells in the game, and if you know the input, you can just do them straight away. On your first run, and you're not looking up a guide or anything, you're not gonna remember them, or know them, obviously. There's a shop, and you can buy a scroll that will tell you what the spells are. And the strategy to save money is to save your game, buy the scroll, memorize what it is, and then load your save, and then just do it. Because I said if you know what they are, you can do every single spell in the game right off the bat. You just need to know what the input is. So I didn't want to drop down. I want to try and get up and around, but it's awkward. Because like, so we've got Hellfire, which is the easiest one to learn. Dark Metamorphosis, which yeah, there's heal HP by shedding blood. Basically, it's if you hurt an enemy, they will spray blood around. If you like make like an absolute crime scene out of an enemy, like absolutely batter them, then use Dark Metamorphosis, you get more health drain. But Soul Steal is just the better version. But when you go to the shop, Soul Steal costs a hell of a lot more to buy to learn the scroll to teach you of it than Metamorphosis. Yeah, you have the MP restore, but if you know what the spells are, I say it's been a few years, so I just forgot. But if you know what they are, you can just like make yourself pretty damn powerful very early on. Especially if you're going for a magic build. Oh, if you're going for a magic build, starting a new run, already knowing what to look for, turns this game into something else. Right, what does the goggles boost? Right, less defense, but more int. Sure. And I also love that, because I've thought about it a bit, the capes. The cape armor set actually changes the look of Alucard. Ow. Let's get past this thing. There we go. Soulsteel. And what makes Soulsteel more beautiful as well as a spell, and why I love it so much, is anything that has a hitbox will count, even if it's not an enemy. So if it's like I don't know, a breakable wall. I didn't mean to go here. A breakable wall that you can punch, because it has something that can be hit, you can Soulsteel it and get health back. But it's just it has a very heavy MP cost, so early game you really can't use it that much.
Rest your weary soul here. May the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost be with you. Amen.
Yeah, there's a weird little secret for you that, once again, a lot of people didn't know about at first. It's just such a strange thing that you can just come over here and sit down in the chair and like some ghost priest will help you. Yeah, literally anything that can be interacted with, you can Soulsteel and get health off it. Excuse me. Okay, here's the evil one. There is an alternative. There was an evil ghost. In the original PS1 version, he didn't say anything. He didn't do like the holy prayer for you. It was something in the PS1 version. They were kind of like the localization team. They were kind of scared of having too much like Christianity representation in this game. Weirdly enough, so they got rid of a lot of it, even though it was in the Japanese version. Whilst in the PSP remake, they re-added a lot of it back in. But then, weirdly enough, got rid of like the most memorable one. There's a point in the actual true final boss of the game. When you beat the final boss, he straight up quotes the Bible in the original version, and yet in the PSP remake, they got rid of that bit for some reason. And it's like, why give me back all the rest, but then get rid of the outright quoting the Bible bit that Dracula does at the end of the game? Because you spoilers, a Castlevania game, the final boss is Dracula. But I always just thought that was really weird that the PS1 version got rid of every other involvement, but didn't get rid of directly quoting the Bible, and yet this one kept every other involvement, but got rid of the quote of the Bible. It's like, huh? You know, I mean, like, it just seemed like so strange. Like, I know Japanese dev team, they can do what they want, and sometimes localization teams can be weird. And this was Konami, so you know, Konami have a bit of a track record of get me back up there. Have a bit of a track record of being kind of weird with how they handle some things. I mean, fuck. They're really infamous for being kind of bad nowadays, but back in the day, that fucking bird is such an awful spawn for that bird. Come face your death. Oh god damn you fucking birds. That's it, I'm still stealing the bird. It's so awkward to try and do it when I'm pressured like this. There we go. And I also, as I mentioned it before, I love the fact that every single enemy in this game has a unique death animation. It adds so much personality to this game that they didn't need to do. Do I want to... Oh, I know this room. We need to remember this for later. This. One of the things you need to get the true ending is on the other end of this. But we can't access it yet, because we need Spike Killer. I think that's what it's called. Or like the Spike Grinder or something. There is an item you can get. It's a pair of boots that allows you to walk straight through spikes. And it's the thing in the game that people like say you need a guide for that I found just by exploring, which is why I disagree. But it's like that's literally the item, because on the other end of it is like this special potion that will allow you to see like the true form of the boss at the end of this route, at the end of like the normal route. And then when you defeat the true version of it, then you access the other half of the game. Great, yes, thank you for the strength potion. What's up here? Silver plate, is that better than Arcurus? Yes, significantly. Okay, goodbye stone immunity. But essentially there's a tower later on. Well, I say that, when we beat the curse zone, which is way later, there's a thing you can get that makes it so you can essentially flip gravity to yourself and get super high up. It only works in some areas, like it's not as broken as I make it sound. And there's a tower where there is an item on the ceiling, and that's the thing that people say, oh, you need a guide for it because you never have a reason to know it's there. But as a kid, the ability to go upside down, you're going to go everywhere and try out and see what you can interact with. So I just stumbled into it. And then when I was like, oh, this thing's called like the Spike Breaker or the Spike Killer or whatever it's called, because I can't remember what its name is off the top of my head. I wonder if I can wear it and run through spikes, and lo and behold, yeah, you can. You know, like, I could solve it. And yet I remember doing it, beating it, and then later on in life reading that people were critiquing that there was no way for you to ever figure that out without a guide. And I was like, what? Am I cracked, or are people just stupid? You know, like, I figured it out. Oh, here's a good way of showing just how overpowered Soul Steel can be. But damn it, when I can do it. There we go. Look how much damage I just did. So I can use the book as well. I think the thing is that I'm forgetting that this was once a PS1 game, so I'm putting in the input. Crack, thank you. I'm putting in the input for these spells, but I think I'm doing it too fast for the game to register. So when I slowed down doing it, I was hitting it every time.
You look like you're doing well for yourself.
Hello, Maria.
And you didn't come here to flatter me.
True. Do you know the name
I love this.
Belmont?
Belmont.
Alucard's memory of Belmont, the last time it was Castlevania 3, an 8-bit game. So Alucard's memory is of the 8-bit sprite, whilst Maria saw Richter literally in Rondo of Blood, which was a PC engine game. So they had the higher quality sprites. So like they remember the same person but in a different way. I was like, this game. It's not as charming as some of the later ones get. Whereas like some of them get a little campy in places, admittedly. But this game's pretty fucking charming. Yeah, it's like little moments like that, and it's just like, yeah, of course Alucard will remember it like that, because why wouldn't he? Like, the campiest Castlevania, and I really hope it gets remastered someday, and that's not... I never say that in offense, for the record. When I say campy, I just mean, like, literally campy. I don't mean it in a bad sense, but, Curse of Darkness on the PS2. That game, where it's the magic chair room, and yes, that is what it is. You probably do recognise it. So they got a professional voice cast for the PSP remake, which is what we're playing. So you probably do recognise it. I said Yuri Lowenthal plays Alucard, who's now the voice of Spider-Man in the video games. As well as Yosuke from Persona 4. Which is what I always couldn't recognise him as. Save room. It's been a while since I saved him, so I'm glad we bumped into it. I don't know what any of the voices are other than Yuri Lowenthal, off the top of my head. Like, the only things I remember is like in the PS1 version, Dracula's voiced by the same guy who plays the main character of the original Silent Hill. And it's like he sounds like as cheesy in both of them. Like, he always sounds slightly off. Oh, this goes towards the throne room. We'll be bypassing the actual core of the throne area. Like, we'll go as far as we can, but we won't be going into the throne room because I want to get the true ending route. I need that. Oh, God. I recognise that voice anywhere. Yeah. Sure, I'll keep the gemstone for a while. I almost never use the gemstones. I thought for the sake of showing it off. It's just this. it can be quite helpful, but it only really feels great when you're in a small enclosed area. If you're in a big open room, it's kind of useless. Because we're near the throne room, the music's more intimidating, more power. Right leads to the other side of the clock tower, if I recall. Oh no, I want this a lot. If it's to what I think it is. Yeah, it's a dark sword. So now we have dark magic. Some enemies will, Wait, why does it do 0? Oh, because it's cursed. Right, I forgot. You have to keep it with you. That sword gets better later. It starts at 0, but the more enemies you kill whilst it's in your inventory, I think that's what it is. It's either that or kill with it. I hope it's not the latter, so I'm not bothering. But it gets stronger the more you use it. But it's reliant on dark magic, so some enemies will be immune to it because there's a lot of dark-based creatures that you can gather. More angelic enemies we fight later on, however, obviously will get demolished. It's the same with Aria of Sorrow. In that game, you get any holy weapon, you fucking win in Aria. Because there's so many enemies that are dark-based, so everything's weak to you. Fucking Ferryman, leave me alone, stop comboing me. I will soul steal you. Don't think I won't. Alright. I'm doing the input too quickly, so it doesn't register it. But if I slow down, then it does it. So it is just that I'm being too quick. Because, the PS1 at the time wouldn't have rendered it that quick. But this... Leap stone. Where I can double jump. And you get a really cool wing effect for a second as well. Which allows us to access more of the castle. More importantly, the grandfather clock room, which is like dead smack bang in the middle of the map. We can now access that easily. Okay, I need to not drop. Whoops. Actually, I can just double jump up there, can't I? No, okay, it's just slightly too high. God damn it, game. I'm well aware that my love for this game is heavily like nostalgia bias. Like, it does have problems, and it does have little things, like quality of life things that the later games did way better. But I just love it too much to care. Ooh, a quick travel warp. We can't go any higher yet, so yeah, we'll just take it. So we need to get to that clock tower room, I believe. Well, I don't think we need to, but I want to. So our next actual destination is the clock tower. Because now we can access it properly. But now we can mess around with the grandfather clock room. And it's what I call it. I know it has like a special name. Watch this badass death animation again. Yep. I know it has like a special name, but it's not coming to me. Actually, let me go back to the warp. I think it'd be quicker to work off the rightmost teleport. I think it's just more of a straight path. So let's go back to this. Which should take us to to the top right. If you're ever like wondering where I am, it's that little flashy icon on like the right side. That's my position. The yellow markers are warps. The red are save points. Just so you know, like context of where I'm running around, or why I might be aiming for a certain room or whatnot. The darker patches are areas I haven't been to, whilst the lighter ones I have. Oh, we can clear up more of the library now we've got double jump. God, and that's literally en route, so we'll just do that first. Yeah, that's literally just next door to our left we can access. We can get back to the library. And we can do a lot of clear up. We can't get everything in the library because we need the mist form power up. Because there's a gate. And you can only pass through gates by turning yourself into mist. And we don't have that ability yet. And the mist power up I think is like the least interesting ability in the game. So I never remember when we get it. It's just like, oh right, that thing. Every time I do. So eventually we'll get Wolf Dash, and when we get the Bat transformation, eventually get the Bat Dash. And after that, Traversal will be way quicker, but it's just in this first half of the game, before we get them. It's showing your back to every enemy like a champion and just backdashing everywhere. It's just way quicker. Is it this way then around? No. Excuse me, books. But the general idea for this week, I've said it before, but just kind of like a reiteration. Today will be this. Genshin, I think, is supposed to drop tomorrow. Like, I think the maintenance is like super late tonight in my time zone. Well, I mean, like 11 PM super late, so we should be good for that tomorrow. We'll do Genshin tomorrow. Oh, can we not make that yet? Damn. And maybe the day after. It depends how long it takes us to get through all the main stuff. Because I'm going to cover all the quests, essentially. Like, I'm not that fussed about covering the event, because that's the event. But the quests, at least, yeah, I'll be covering all the quests. We'll be rolling for Yellen, because I want her in my team. And I've got like 160 fates of the intertwined fates. I think what they were called for a second. So like we'll almost definitely get her. It's just how many times we get her and if we get her weapon, which I really fucking hope so. Without meaning to jinx it, which I know about to say this will, I have a pretty decent track record of getting the weapons for characters. Like, I tend to get relatively lucky in getting it. The only exception was Yae Miko. Yae Miko, like, fucking hell, she was not prepared. The loot was not prepared to give me her weapon. I got it in the end, but it was annoying. Speaking of annoying, Ferryman. But now we can access this whole extra part of the library that we couldn't before. Oh, come on. Okay, fine, we'll go around. My weapon luck is usually terrible. Ugh. No, so I know I'm jinxing it, and you know tomorrow we're gonna roll for it, and I won't get it at all. Like, I'll just get the other weapon, like, twice or something, and it won't give me Yellen's bow. Which, if that happens, it's not the end of the world. I have the Skyward Harp as a counter. Like, it's not the best counter in the world, but it's at least, you know, a 5-star bow for her. I'll just have to rob Fischl. Which would be tragic because she's taken special care of that bow for like a year. But I'm hopeful I can get her bow because I've got all the resources to max it out immediately. Oh, mini boss. You see, like it was invincible when it's summoning. The Lesser Demon was invincible when it was summoning, so it survived both Soul Steals. But even though it was invincible, I got the Soul Steals off it anyway. This annoying fuck will keep on spawning enemies. Yeah, I got Wolf Brave Sword. Yeah, I got the Wolf Brave Sword like just before Eula came out, and I was like, oh okay, I'll just make that my weapon for Eula, because there's no way in hell I'm going to get her weapon as well, because I didn't have that many rolls, and I ended up, like, it was like the last day of her banner, I just like, had like, just barely hit 160 extra gems. It's like, ah, screw it, I'll do one on the weapon, and happened to get it. I was like, what are the odds? Like, it's one of the things I would genuinely say I do tend to do pretty lucky on. The actual rolls for Genshin as a whole, I tend to do okay on. Not perfect. Not perfect. As I said, I do get screwed up 50-50s every now and then. But as a whole, I tend to do okay. Like, better than some of the horror stories I see online of people like getting genuinely god-awful luck. Like having to do the full 180 just to get the character they want. This is the end of the line for us. Yeah, so like, Mist could pass. I don't even know if that note appears in the PS1 version. I don't think it does, but yeah, we need the Mist power up before we can progress. So that's the end of the road again. But we killed another boss for our troubles. So now, whoops, wrong button. I want this one. My target is that middlemost room of the map. So we'll be going right all the way we can. I guess we could poke our head into the shop just to see if there's anything I want to buy. Because the shop's very close by, because the shop's in the library, so we can just pass by there. see if there's anything else worth buying. Jesus Christ. Soul Steel's too good. Soul Steel's really good. It only works on enemies that are on the screen, but the fact that it just wiped them all like that. Sure, and I'll tap the save since we just beat a boss. But genuinely, like, whilst we're talking about Genshin and its banners, that's like one of the things I genuinely hope changes, because what they've done so far I feel really isn't enough, and that is to do with weapon banners. Weapon banners feel like a robbery compared to, like, the standard character banner can be a little annoying, but the weapon banners, like, it feels way too rigged for failure. Like, they really fucking set you up for failure with that.
How about this?
And it's like, that's like the biggest thing I want to see changed at some point in its lifespan. Just please do something with that weapon banner. Is there anything here I really want? The saber has better attack. The Damascus sword is a fine honed sword of razor edge. Damascus. Firebrand, that's pretty expensive for us though, we're a bit off. Actually, what can I sell? I might be able to... Yeah, as a free-to-play player, I never go on the weapon banners, it's too dangerous for me. Yeah, it's too against you.
Thank you.
I don't mind, because although I don't wail on the game, I do spend a little bit of money because I like supporting the games I like. Also, I just do it in control, so I don't mind doing it a bit, but it does feel like... Sorry, I've got an annoyance. There we go. Where I was sitting, I was giving myself a slight wedgie. I had to sort it. I was still slightly off. I'm going to save up to try and get one of these, actually, because we're close. I think if I kill a couple more enemies, we'll get it. But, like, the weapon banner as a whole, it needs to change so goddamn much. Like, what the whole, like, safety net system they put into it is still, like, you have to get it 3 times wrong before you get it. It's like, no, making it so you have to fail a 50-50 3 times before you can just get the sword you want is bullshit. When the character banner, although it's not ideal either, it does it just fine. I'd eventually spend a tiny bit every so often once I get stable income. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I work evening shifts, so I actually have not a lot, because it's kind of like, it's not the best job in the world, but it does enough. That's why I spend a bit. I just don't go crazy with it. Because ultimately, the biggest thing you've got to understand is no matter how much you love a gacha, no matter how much you get into it, eventually there'll be a point when you're not playing it anymore. You know? And like the moment you hit that point, all that money you spent doesn't matter as much anymore. Like, yeah, like, I'm not going to say it was not important at all, because obviously you had fun when you were playing it in that time. But if you're the people that are wailing it and spent literally thousands, there's going to be a point in their life where they're going to wish they kind of, you know, kept some of that money.
How about this?
Like a little bit, like it's supporting the game, it's supporting the life of it, I'm all for it. It's just everything else is a bit like, eh. Right, Fire, Ice, or Thunder brand. What am I feeling today? All of them are pretty helpful for where we're going. Like, Thunder is better for birds, Ice is better for water monsters, and, you know, Fire monsters, whilst Fire monsters is better for ice and oily creatures. I'll go Ice brand.
Thank you.
It's got a great swing, great range, has a little ice effect on it, and does ice damage on top of our normal damage. So it's going to hit like a truck on these basic enemies. But I think that was a worthy purchase. That was a worthy drop of 10k. If an enemy flashes blue, I know I don't stream at 60 frames, you might not even see the flash. Because it flicks in between frames. But if you see the screen like flash blue on any enemy, it means they were weak to that. Same as like they flash red with fire, flash yellow with thunder, flash white with holy, and like and flash black with, I don't know, sounds kind of backwards. Flash, that sounds bright black, but you know what I mean. If it flashes black, they're weak to dark. So it's like you have an easy identifier. And see that enemy's weak to ice, which is like die like instantly. so you have an immediate way of identifying weakness and strength. Later on, they would just put like a weakness counter, but in these earlier games, the flash was enough. So it's like that even all the way up into the last Game Boy Advance title, Aria of Sorrow, where the enemy will just flash the color when you hit them. And I know that because, like I said, I always pick up the Holy Sword that is ridiculously busted in that game. And so when you just whack everything, and like almost everything in the game is weak to Holy for some reason. They didn't really think about that as much as they should have. Almost every enemy just flashes white, and you're like, oh yeah, right, there's another enemy that's weak to it. Oh, there's another enemy that's weak to it. Oh, there's another enemy that's weak to it. You just keep on going. Alright, how much running have I got to do? Go through here, so I'll just tap the save. Then we just go all the way right, drop down the floor, then go all the way left to the middle room. Then once we get that, we'll backtrack all the way up there to go through the clock tower. It's the only thing because I used to do Let's Plays before I did live streaming, the only thing I kind of miss from doing Let's Plays is that obviously this level of backtracking, I would have cut out in a Let's Play. Whilst when it's live, we just have to we have to go for it together. You know, I know it can't be helped, but it's still like, eh. So left here. It's like one of the last Let's Plays I did before I started streaming was actually Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. And that Let's Play was super short because, like I said, anything that was like downtime or like didn't need to be shown, I got rid of. Although this is fun. Let's see if I can get it. Might take me a minute. This enemy can't do any damage to us, but can turn us to stone. No. There's a whole bunch of different sprites Alucard can get, and there's one that's super rare that shows Alucard's dragon form. Because Alucard does actually canonically have a dragon form. You can't access it in the game, but they have it as an Easter egg. Where one of the you can turn into stone and be the dragon mode, and it's like the most badass, like raw as fuck, like pixel art statue in the game. It's like a 5% chance, like it's kind of low. I think it might be low, maybe like 2%, like a 1 in 50. But I'll get it eventually. And any person I've ever seen show it off always uses this exact enemy because your defense is so high they can't do any damage to you. So you can just be at it for like 5 minutes just trying to get it. Probably won't take that long. I just want to show it off because it's cool. Because this game's attention to detail is genuinely insane. No. No. I won't spend forever here. If I don't get it after a while, I'll go. It's just for now. I want to try and see if I can get it. No. Alucard's like, please stop doing this to me. Come on, Alucard. Show me your dragon form. I know it's in there. It was another secret that was like a bit of an urban legend. It's like, hey, you can turn into a dragon if you turn to stone. And everyone will go, what? Shut up. And because it was so rare, there was somebody that would be trying it for ages and wouldn't get it. But no, it does exist. It's just a very low chance. I'm backing up in case it's like a space issue. I don't think it is. No. Come on, Alucard. Don't be shy. Show off your dragon form. Please. I don't want to be here forever. I want to do advance soon. I just want to show it off. It's cool. Don't you want to be cool, Alucard? Don't you want to be cool? You're like the most beloved protagonist of the franchise. Come on. I'm not even kidding. People fucking adore Alucard in any Vania media. He's like the Shadow the Hedgehog of the game. Like everyone loves him, even though he doesn't always show up. No, he doesn't want to be cool, it seems. Okay, Alucard. Just wanted to show you off to my friends. It's okay. I barely know Cosme, but I love Alucard. Yeah, then exactly. a lot of people, like, even though the Belmont clan is supposed to be the face of the franchise, it really isn't, because Alucard's just so goddamn popular. Like, he became the face of the franchise. And it's entirely because of this game. Like, he was alright in Castlevania 3, but the transformations, the open-ended nature, the fact that in the PS1 version he had such a deep and powerful voice. He was like and the thing is, that voice actor, the original voice for him, is actually in Bloodstained. He voices the librarian, and he does the exact same voice. Okay, I don't think we're getting it, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna move on. That's what you get. I might have spared you if you actually wouldn't played nice. Maybe later on it will show up. Maybe you'll be nicer than your brother. You get 3 chances. Well, that's your second. Okay, never mind. You're dying too. Kind of feel bad for how it screams. Also, you might have noticed, in the background, there's an eyeball looking through the windows, looking at us, keeping an eye on us. Literally. Hopefully there'll be a point later on that I can show it. Also, you can jump, land on this thing's back to attack the woman. Or like to just do that if you want, sort of thing. Also, the woman is straight up. When she turns around, you can straight up see her ass. Like you can literally see it. There's like a bit of nudity. But because it's pixel art, they get away with it. It's the same with the succubus. The succubus boss later on, she's got a piece of fabric around her waist, and that's it. She has nothing covering her top or bottom. She's completely goddamn naked. But because it's pixel art, you don't really notice it so much. It's only when you look at the official art, you're like, oh, okay. And she's like kind of actually got that rough gothic design. But yeah, there's an eyeball watching in the background, the mirror in that area. So this game has got an insane amount of attention to detail. So every single enemy has a unique death animation. There's stuff in the background everywhere watching you. And that eye will move and go elsewhere throughout the game. Once it goes elsewhere, it won't be in that corridor anymore. Am I going the right... Yeah, okay, just go straight left. So I know I'm wasting a lot of time here, but it's what happens when you play a game you love. You love just running around. So we're nearly at the clock tower room. And hopefully one of the walls are open. Oh, fucking damn it. Open the door. The way this room works is that this clock in the middle moves. Well, it moves slightly on its own when you're in here, but it moves quicker when you're out of it. At certain points, one of these 2 statues will be moved. If you have the stopwatch, you can force them both open. Which, to be fair, I think we can actually try and see if we can find one. I think it was like one over here-ish. Let's see if it resets when I leave and come back. No. God damn it. Wasted journey. That's what I was worried about. But both of those corners then lead to different loot. Was it in here? Yeah, excuse me, possessed chairs. Ow. No. Aha! Alright, now let's go back. So I think with this we can force one of them open with the stopwatch. I'm sure, I knew there was one we just bumped into. I think we need the stopwatch anyway, because one of the doors physically will never open unless you have it. But this centermost room, when we get to the true path, that centermost clock tower room is where the final boss is actually hiding. It's actually directly below us in the other version. Oh, it's open now. So we can go up here and get our health upgrade. And that leads to a new area, but before we do that, there we go. So when time's frozen, this other one opens up. Which leads to the a la carte shield. Not a la carte, it's a fake. It's the a la carte shield. It's still a good shield, but it's not the actual one. But it's still good, it's just not ours. And then up ahead is the a la carte mail and the a la carte sword. Which is terrible because it's a fake. It's like the Excalibur in Final Fantasy. It's like it's not actually it's actually kind of shit. Does it resist fire, lightning, ice? It doesn't. It doesn't resist anything. It's terrible. It's a fake. I think the a la carte shield actually doesn't defend you from anything. So you just have to notice the typo. But yeah, that's all there. And there's a trophy in the PS4 version for getting the a la carte set, so it's in your best interest to do it. But I need this to open up again, so I need to fuck with time. They just bait you, yeah. The actual a la carte set is in the inverted castle, which is the second half of the game. So I need to actually get up there, because that's where I want to go. There's an area up there I want to explore. So we need to kind of waste time a little bit and get that door open. And you saw there was a centermost path straight up as well, but we can't access that just yet. Because we can only double jump. We can't fly or just keep on going up. Aha. I tend to find that's enough time. If you go 2 rooms distance away, then come back, that's enough time for the thing to open up again. But over here, you will find the Orlok's quarters. Which has more of these boomerang throwing skelly fucks. And I love this theme. It's not my favourite, but it's so different compared to the rest of the soundtrack. It's a little piano piece. It feels like you're at like a masquerade ball. So that's why you always swing at random walls you bump into. Cheese! An onyx, we can sell that, and the broadsword. Okay, no, the ice brand's better. This is cheese. Food can act as alternative healing items to potions. Oh god, this enemy, right. Let's just, put an end to that. That enemy sucks. That enemy will beat the crap out of you if you let it. I say that, Symphony of the Night as a whole isn't too hard. I was saying at the start of the stream that I find the level itself harder than any of the bosses. Especially once you get it like a setup. But when you get your build going and get like some gear together and whatnot. Or if you just get the Crusagram, which I will be getting because the Crusagram is so insanely busted. It's like, it's rude not to. Like once you get your build set up, like a lot of the challenge in this game just doesn't exist. Oh, what's it mean to do that? I'm gonna do this. No, wrong way, a la carte! No! Oh my god, will you die? There we go. Also, yeah, that enemy tried to throw a knife at us as it died. So, yeah, be careful. Some of the death animations can have a bit of cheekiness to it. They might try and take you with them. The worst one is in Aria of Sorrow, where like one of the bosses straight up tries to do a suicide attack. And it does insane damage and can kill you. Okay, that's another warp. I'll enter it just to activate it. I think it activates on its own, but I'm paranoid it won't if I don't at least tap it. I'm pretty sure it's fine, but and then 2 more warps to get back to where we were. I think we're close-ish to getting our first familiar, because you can actually get familiars that will accompany you and buddy you along. And there's a couple of them you need to progress, because there's a fairy that can find secret switches that you can't reach. Like there'll be a switch in the wall sort of thing, and they'll just fly through the wall and whack it for you. Oh, I'm going, dude. You have fun. You I'll kill because you're way slower. Fucking goddammit. Fine, fine. I'm getting beat up running into him. I need to stop running into him. Alright, moved. He's going to throw it. This is like the only Castlevania game where I don't mind using the stopwatch. I find the stopwatch really underwhelming in almost every single Vania, but it tends to do well in this game. And not just because of that secret room, like, there's actually like enough of an incentive to use it. I genuinely think the weakest item in the game is the salt. I get that it does like extra damage on like vampiric enemies and whatnot, but it's just so pathetic. You just like sprinkle your fingers in front of them. You have to be so close to them to make it work. Alright, the Colosseum. I don't think this version... There's 2 Colosseums in the game. I don't think this is the one that has the Triple Trouble boss. Music's great though, because of course it is. Can't get that yet because we need Mist. And I'm just going to leave it at Triple Trouble, because if you don't know what it is, I don't want to spoil it. But I think it's on the second Colosseum, not this one. I don't mind spoiling the final boss, because everyone knows every Castlevania game ends with a fight against Dracula. But all the things in between, nah. If you don't know some of that stuff, I don't want to take that from you. Oh, this track is so... There's that shortcut. What did I pick up? Oh, the gun. Or the pocket crossbow, I think it's supposed to be called. I love that you can see on the wall what floor you're on, because it says B1 here. I'm going to clear out the Colosseum, do the clock tower, and then I think that'll be a good stopping point. Because the clock tower has a really cool secret that I want to show off. So it'll probably still be a little bit yet, because this area's... Ow! This area's kind of big. Yeah, your little shield is useless. I can teleport, bitch. Oh, ow! I was walking and got shot. Fuck, let me... I'm trying to quickly do a soul steal. Fuck, without getting shot. Fuck. Fine. Ow, I'm getting shot again. Ow, fuck, stop it. All I wanted was the shield rod. Yeah, the way the shield rod works, I'll show you. It's a good weapon, but I do not have enough shield that does it. They really like shooting, yeah, right? A lot of weapons in this game have special commands, where if you put in like a certain button, like a fighting game command, you'll get a special attack out of it. The shield rod has a system where depending on what shield you've got equipped, depends on what it does. Oh, there's the Ice Brand one, for example. You can do like a charged up slash. And the way to do it is literally just fireball motion forward, so like down forward attack. There we go. They expand on it in Bloodstained. They expand on it. Like every weapon has like a full-on like fighting game moveset tied to it. This is the most tragic fucking thing. The most tragic death animation of the lot. You kill the bird first. The dude mourns his bird. I remember I saw it. I was like, oh. It's the most tragic goddamn animation. You're sitting, you're like, oh no, I'm sorry. They make you feel bad for him. But if you kill him first, the bird will fly over to him. And then gets more aggressive afterwards. Like they're actually a duo, the bird and the person. And so if you like break them up, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. Oh, now I feel bad. I think I'm accidentally pressing the wolf. We don't have all the power-ups of the wolf I want yet. Later on we will, and like the wolf gets kind of helpful to have, especially if we're moving around quick, but right now... Oh, fuck this room. And it's still alive! Ah! It's the lift. What if I keep going right first? And that won't go up any further yet. We can open up that top, I think, and access more areas. Okay, this just leads here, which we jumped over and went down the other way. Get that, get my health and magic back. So you never get your hearts back from save points, aka your ammo for your sub-weapons. You have to actually grind that out yourself. Which I get it, but at the same time there's a part of me that's like, it would have been nice if they just restocked it. Because if you're relying on sub-weapons or doing a sub-weapon based build... Where'd the music go? Oh no, it is coming back, okay. I think that skeleton guy actually can drop a decent weapon if you get lucky. It's just, you know, you have to get lucky and drop it. I remember some of the better drops, it's not all of them. Oh, the blood cloak. Converts damage to hearts. So when you hurt enemies, you get ammo. So it's a more of a technical one. But it lowers your concentration and luck by a point, and your defense. But it looks cool. Look at this thing. You can just... I won't use it because I'm fine as is. But it's a nice alternative if you want to do a subclass build. Like, that's almost a must. Hurting enemies gets you more ammo for your sub weapons. Oh my god, how many sub weapons are in here? Oh, I was gonna say... Oh, we've been pretty much... Oh, there's one room we haven't been to. I can see it from here. And there's the upper path we need to go to. And then we're done with all we can do with the cart of the... Actually, we need to take that lift, but other than that, we're kind of done. But there's not much on your first visit to the Colosseum. You're kind of passing by more than anything. And keep in mind, this area is entirely optional. This was from a secret we found in the grandfather's clock. That's what I mean with this game. Like, there's a lot. Everything leads to something. No, we can't do anything with this just yet. I don't mean to be sniffing as much. I've still got the last glimmers of that bloody cold that's like determined to like hold on to me like a leech. Oh, I almost didn't mention it. You see this creature in the background that's like dead. That's a boss from Wonder of Blood, which canonically is the most recent game tied to it, like the game just before this. It's like 4 years prior to it, sort of thing. That's literally a boss from that game. So it's a nice little Easter egg. If you've played Rondo, you can recognize it. Oh, we haven't gone... Oh no, we can't go that way. Can we go from the other way around, actually? Like, get it from behind? I think we can. Ow. Fucking these little blade masters. It reminds me, in Curse of the Moon, there are skeleton ninjas, and it reminds me of them. Get hit by this, will ya? Oh! And as it reminds me of them, where it's just sometimes you just can't hit them. You're like, please stop, just take a hit. Library card. The library card, if you're curious what it does... Oh, no, there is a boss, it's here. If you use the library card, it warps you straight to the shop. Oh.
Who are you? Servants, come forth from the gates of hell!
Richter Belmont, what are you doing?
The scent of your blood.
You're a Belmont!
Attack! Rid my castle of this pest!
But you're with the good guys. Why are you here? Okay, they don't care about the stopwatch. Also, that thing just tried to... That thing just did a shuriken. What the fuck? Okay, I'm trying to do Soul Steal too much, and I'm getting my shit kicked in for it. Right, that's one. Oh, I'm out of magic anyway. And they're dead.
A Belmont for certain.
Yeah, he did just run up and
says he's
DP.
the lord of this castle.
Like an absolute champion. Oh, fuck. Alright, this is where you get missed. I was there before, I don't like the mist power-up. I think the mist power-up's the weakest power-up of the lot. Because it's... To be fair, when you've got it, you're invincible. So the whole time it's active, you're fine. It burns your magic like a motherfucker, though, so it's kind of like, eh. But the main reason you use it... I don't have the MP, goddammit. It's because you can pass through these. Oh, right, I forgot about that switch. Now you can access this lift freely. Motherfucker, push me out the room. I want to go left and go down, just to clear out that last space. Please don't kick me out the room again. Do I have any mana potions, just so I can make my life easier? Oh, I have normal potion, resist ice, attack potion. Pentagram is a free screen nuke, doesn't do too much though. No. I got the elixir, but no, I'm not wasting a goddamn elixir. That's full heal and full magic in one. No. Oh my fucking god. That enemy nearly killed me. So it restores all HP. Okay, I'm thinking of something else then it does the HP end. No, the mushroom I think poisons you. Yay! This isn't the familiar, this is different. I knew that enemy was coming. It's time for me to leave now. Okay, no worries, dude. You take care. So it should be Genshin tomorrow. Should, assuming the update drops properly and like we haven't all somehow missed a memo and it's not out till like Wednesday. And then afterwards we'll be back to this because I'm going to finish it, and then after I finish it, then I'll go back to Blue Reflection because I wanted to play this game last week, but just wasn't well enough to really want to play something that I know I was going to be loud and enjoy. Nice. Oh, if they make it so you almost have to see the animation because the owl has like so little health. There we go, that's all that we needed. Right, that's the entire Colosseum cleared out. So... where do I want to go? We need to get to the clock tower, but there's a space like next to the warp. And actually, I think that's too high a jump. I don't think we can reach that. So I think then I will just head up and right to that warp and then go through the clock tower and show off the secret there. I'm so sorry, dude. Now you're with your friend. Yeah, okay, there's another... I was gonna say, am I high enough altitude or do I need to go up another level? Oh, fuck. Okay, we're gonna go around. It's really not worth it. We can go around. What level are we now, anyway? I haven't even really looked. 20. Okay. The fact that I'm level 20 already, and so I tend to finish this game around 50... kind of speaks for itself. so we've got the Miss Power Form. Can't speak today. I know that's not new, but still. There we are. Look how much MP that just burnt. But yeah, I think this will be a free stream. We might be able to get it in 2, because the second castle's a lot shorter, but we'll see. Because we've got the mist form, that grate that we use the lift for, you can now access, and we've also can access more of the library, which I will go back and do because we need to. Actually, where is my? Save all just running around.
Young Master Alucard.
How about this? How about this?
That's too expensive. So we can just do this and then run through. Let me just take the library card off so I don't accidentally use it again. Then we just need to go up and around again. Triangle. The brain, please. Oh, what the? Guess we just defeated enough enemies for that to spawn now. Enough bosses. As I mentioned before, bosses are what dictate some of the enemies. So I think the power up to the wolf is down here. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's the bat form. I think that's a little later on. But you know, the bat allows flight, so it's talk to me later on. I think actually it's like on the other side of the clock tower. Please! Ah! Let me out of this shit! Fuck you. I shouldn't be so wasteful on magic. Still can't get up there for some annoying reason. Please, Flea Man. You're not anything even remotely special. Oh. Oh, I can get up it from here. Whoops. Yeah, you stay down there and think about what you've done, Flea Man. Oh, anyway, stone mask. There's your reference to JoJo, by the way. So you run into this, you can push it round. You get the topaz and the holy rod. Which, if I remember right, the holy rod's actually pretty damn good. Yeah. It's actually insanely good because it's holy damage as well. And it has a good AoE. So I will do this. So we've got our options then. Well, you might have seen it there. It's only a chance, but there's always a chance that the holy rod will actually do a slightly alternate animation, where it has a bigger AoE and does slightly more damage, like a critical hit kind of thing. Where the flash of the weapon will be bigger. If I just do this as we go, we'll get it eventually. So I completely forgot about it until I saw it. There we go. This does give you bat? We can now do Curse Zone, I think. I thought we got bat later. I thought bat was post Clock Tower. Huh. Shows how long. Well, I remember. I might detour the Curse Zone then, if I'm honest. I don't think we can do. No, we can't yet. There's a power-up you can get for the bat that allows you to do like a dash. I need to get all the way down, okay. So this is the only thing that kind of shows this game's age, just getting around afterwards. It's not as as easy as it gets in some of the later games, where they kind of let you just warp anywhere once you've been somewhere. This game, if you want to get somewhere, you have to kind of put in the legwork a little bit. It's probably the main reason why it's one of the longer ones. It's not necessarily the castle size itself, it's the fact that you have to do a lot of backtracking. And there's no quick way around it. Ow. I just want to go do Curse Zone now. Assuming I can. I don't know if you need something else yet. But if I can get it out the way, it's something else we don't need to backtrack for, you know? Okay, because weak to the ice brand, the ice does more damage. That's fine. Where we're going, the enemy will be weak to holy, so it makes sense. I'll probably swap back to the ice brand after that. Just for this bit. Assuming we can do it now, and I'm not like forgetting something. No, the other one. But no, is it this one or the other one? No. Slightly preempt. I remember bits and pieces of the map, obviously how much I used to play it. But not everything. There are a couple moments where I have to kind of go, actually no, it's this way, or oh no, I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, hopefully I won't fuck this up. It's a very long descent if I do. It's over here. So I don't know if we can do Curse Zone yet. I don't know if we'll get there and the game will just tell us to do one, but I think we can. Claymore, big two-hander. Yeah, it's a bit of a... Ooh, library card. Oh, there's a meal ticket, never mind. And that's a moonstone. Right, I think left is actual save, and right is Curse Zone. Which looks like a save, but isn't. And you need to do Curse Zone to get the good path, because it gets you an item that you'll need for later. Yes, this is Curse Zone. So it looks like a save, but when you interact with it, it will take you somewhere else. It will take you to the nightmare.
Mother!
Alucard, is that you?
I'm coming, Mother! I'll save you!
Oh no, it's just a nightmare.
No, Alucard, stay away!
Mother!
It's all right. If my death can save others, I gladly surrender my life.
No! I won't let this happen!
It's too late. Just stay with me. Hear my last words to you.
Yes, Mother.
Humans. You cannot live with them. You can only hate them.
Trying to...
Do them
That's
harm.
not what she said.
What?
Theirs is such a hard lot. Release them from their pain. Begin with the ones who killed me.
No. It wasn't like this.
Yep.
Alucard, what's wrong?
My mother never said such a thing.
What do you mean? I am your mother. Do as I say. Release them. Kill them.
No. You are not my mother. What kind of demon are you?
And the succubus is the reason why the camera zoomed in so much. She's naked pretty much, so she's got the waist thing, and that's it. There's nothing covering anything else.
For this demon.
Then give it to me, little boy. Don't be shy.
Also, this is the only time you're gonna see like Alucard actually be kind of dark and evil. This. Also, she gets a unique boss theme because because this boss is critical to the true path. So she gets a more haunting theme. Well, I don't have enough MP for... Why can't... Am I really out of MP? No, come on. There we go. She's not too hard. There's like... Now, once we beat her, this scene... This is the darkest scene, like, the darkest thing you're going to get from Alucard. This person just imitated his dead mum. Of course he's going to be pissed.
That strength, that beauty. You really are the son of Lord Dracula.
Death in the dream world will set your soul wandering for eternity, demon.
Wait! I beg of you!
Killed her in that realm, so she was trapped eternally. In the original, I think the line's better. In the original, it's "Death is too good for you," and so he does it. So it's like it's a lot more vicious, but it's like, oh, yeah. But this is one part of the puzzle. We got the gold ring, and then later on, there's going to be a specific cloak we need to get. When together, it makes a certain set, which will give you the which will give you what you need. I'm going to equip that because we need to. I guess just for the sake of remembering, I'll equip it now. But that's one of the items, the key items you need to get the true path. The other one is on the other side of the spike breaker, I believe. So I genuinely prefer, like, the voice acting in this version is better because it's professional and all that. But I prefer the original script. Because "death is too good for you" is such a raw goddamn line, and it's just not in this version. Or "this castle is a creature of chaos. It may take many incantations. Incarnations. Why can't I say that word? Well, of course, the iconic "die, monster." Save us going all the way down and around. I'll just slide back up here. We can do that. And now we need to make a break up to that clock tower. And once I've done the clock tower, then I'll wrap up. Where's... Oh, I've got my ice brand on circle. Oh. I was like, where is my ice brand? It's literally on the other button. As I said, I'd swap back to the ice brand. I forgot I hadn't actually swapped it off. So we've got both of them, we'll just alternate. There we are. Oh, where's the flower man? Or that in the next room. Look how long this goddamn corridor is. When you're going through it. Yeah, it just keeps on going. There we go. Alright, up we go. To be fair, we've unlocked the lift, so we can get up there pretty quick. I love how this thing goes so fast, it like breaks on the ceiling slightly. That's the water room, so we don't want to go that way. I'm going to tap the save before we do it. Because I'm also going to attempt to try and get the secret that's in the clock tower. Which is a little annoying to try and do. It's not the worst thing ever, it's just it's a clock tower, which are always infamously not the best levels to go through. And while at the same time also having a gimmick that requires you to stay there for a while to figure it all out. This is just great music though. Yes, it is better, and ice resistance. Fucking stone mask. Plain easy to use war sword. Nah, I'm good with what we got. Ow. Okay, that enemy's in an awkward spot. I'll just go the other way around. Oh, here we go. Right. In here, there are 4 cogs that are like on the wall. I think it's in the next room along, actually. Oh, we can't. I don't think we can do anything with this just yet. I think we need to dash. You have to dash across all of this. We'll run up. I think we might be able to make it. Because the MP drain's real slow. There's a secret way off on the other side of this. Here. Fire of bat. Oh, that allows you to attack, right? Yeah. Not the most helpful thing in the world, but still. I want to cover this pixel. Hang on. There we go. Oh no, there's a secret here. we're going to run out of MP, so I'm going to head back. So hopefully I won't have to go around then. Doesn't matter if we do, but... You know, just save a little bit of time. I think we should have enough MP. Yeah, we're good. I think that... Oh, it did cover that square block. Why does it look like it wasn't when we were there? Oh well. This. Listen carefully when you whack it. Eventually there'll be you'll hear a slightly different sound effect, and that's your hint that it's in the right slot. There, that's in the right slot. The music. Alright, that's in the right slot. Please let me out. No, there's two more. There's another two on the opposite direction, on the opposite side, over here. Oh, I think that was it. It's okay if you miss it, you just have to circle the gear all the way around back to it. Fuck, I did it again. Slow down. There we go. And once on Ferryman in place, this will open up down here. And here's one of the secrets in the game. And you get the Star Flail, which is great. You get the Steel Helm, which lowers your int a little bit, but is a great defensive item. And you get the Gold Plate, which is as good as our Ice Brand, but it's, you know, it's still nice. And of course, I said in the inverted castle, the same puzzle exists and it leads to more loot. But yeah, that secret is there if you want it. Now we have our bat transformation. I can show off the biggest secret of the game as well. I might end the stream on that. We'll have to get over there first, obviously. I want that stopwatch back. The only reason why I'm not using Soul Steel to try and wipe some of these guys out is because it would have hit the switch. Because the switches count, so it would have gone chink 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 on it, sort of thing. Oh, I'll get well Holy Water now. I'm not going back down if I don't have to. We'll pick up another one eventually. Take the lower route first, just to try and cover everything. Like the statue's point where you should be going, but this is over here, so you want to go here first. It's the healing mail. It does what it says on the tin. It will start healing you a little bit as you wear it, but it lowers your defense. So if you want HP step, essentially, there you go. TNT, nice. Walker knife, shurikens. Okay, ice does more damage. There you go. That was easy enough. This is approaching final area, but we're not going. Let's say we're not going to go do it because that's the bad ending. If you literally go do the final fight now, there's just loot and stuff we can pick up right now that I want. There's the original staircase that goes up to the original throne room. So obviously if you go there now, you'll be missing out on most of the game. So don't... You can and get the bad ending. Like, the game won't, like, say, nah, you gotta do it all again. No, it's not that cruel. Okay, can't advance part any further than that. Dun, 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 dun. Ghost card? Oh, our first familiar. Yeah, this guy. So we need to do our proper exploration of the underground, because there's a lot we haven't done yet. And in one of them it involves us getting a familiar that we don't have right now. Please, Ferryman, get out of here. The reason why I'm coming over here, there's something way above us, if I recall. Yeah, there. Power of Mist. Transformation time, okay. That's kind of everything we can get out of here right now. So we've got the whole rest of the castle to explore still yet. Because there's an awful lot here, but we've done like the basic run through. That's why I was trying to be so evasive with that enemy. And to be fair, because of this bat form, you can completely skip the clock tower, because you can just fly up here from down here and skip all of it. So it's entirely optional. If you don't want to bother with it, just do that. I don't think there's anything up here, but it's worth checking. We're not going to go into the boss room. I'm just getting some loot and then leaving. But that's there. Platinum mail, that is way better than what we've got if I remember. Yeah. Right, as I said, I want to... Now we've got both the wolf and the bat, I want to show off the most obscure goddamn secret of this game. What's that room over there? Hang on. I didn't go... Oh, whoops, I didn't go up. Okay, that's nothing too special. So let's drop all the way down and yellow warp as to the closest point to the entrance. See, it's the stupidest damn secret, but it's still like, once you know it's there, it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool. I don't remember the order. Well, that's not the one we want. So I don't remember the order that you have to do to get through it. But that won't take long to figure out. There's only like 2 transformations and 2 directions. So it's like, it's 1 in 4. One of them will do it. Down here, all the way back in the entrance hall. Okay, whilst we're there, there's stuff we can pick up in the actual entrance space that we couldn't before, and that we got back. So it's worth the journey anyway. Please. Here, it's like... Is that it? No? Okay, let's try the other way around. And then we'll just do bat first, wolf second on both ways. So we can just do that now, bat in. One of them opens it. Yeah, there we go. Legit, that's a thing. And now here you get the jewel sword, which will generate money for you if you use it. See? It's not a good weapon, but it's there. And that secret's just... That secret is the 0.3% on your map. It's the most, like, obscure, hidden away little thing, and you sit and you go, what? Why? when you eventually figure it out. Or, you know, like most people see the guide on it and go, why? Can that enemy please? Thank you. That's the only thing I miss from Aria. Being able to do the drop kick. So you can just bounce to the enemy head and keep moving, so you can just be a bit quicker about it. So do I have to pick up speed first before it goes into the dash? Yes. Nice. And I think there's a secret here as well. This is my biggest problem. I end up getting distracted. I'm like, okay, I'll wrap off to do this. Oh, but there's a secret here I can quickly get. Oh, there's something here I can quickly get. Oh, there's something here. And then it just keeps on going and going. You might notice, yeah, our familiar there tries to possess enemies so it can make it hurt itself. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up here. This is a good stopping point, so I'm just going to keep on playing and playing and playing. As I said, this is a small trip down memory lane. We'll be coming back to it soon, but for now, tomorrow is the Genshin update, at least I think it is. If it isn't, I'll just play more of this. But it's supposed to be. So tomorrow will be Genshin, and we'll keep on streaming that until we finish it. Then we'll stream this more until we finish it. And then after that, we'll go back to Blue Reflection. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. It's been a while since I've had to turn my face cam on, so I've got to remember to turn it off again. See you guys.